Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Lakeside Legendz. I am Cole Wolfrun, and this is Chronicles of Ravira, a homebrew TTRPG set in my homebrew world of Alavar on the continent of Ravira. These lovely people are going to engage in many shenanigans, as they always do. Kerku, Felicity.
I resent that.
and yeah,
correction, you resemble that.
I really wish I had the angelic halo thing ready. Just
a couple announcements before we get started. Our community Discord, Lakeside Legendz, is up and running. If you want to come and hang out with us for all the memes, storytelling, and people just talking about stuff they're writing, and every Lord of the Rings meme existing under the sun. And we also have our website, lakesidelegends.com, which has a lot of fun stuff. You can also check out all of our VODs on Twitch or on youtube.com/lakesidelegends, where we have everything set up in a playlist if you want to catch up on the adventure. If this is for some reason your first time catching us, you're going to be very confused. This is Chronicles of Ravira, and we'll see you guys after the break. All right, and welcome back, everyone. Last we left off on Chronicles of Ravira, the party had shenanigans. Many shenanigans were had, and, well, frankly, to go over all of it is going to take the entire session, so we'll just say 39's brain almost broke. Felicity called her creator. Kerku was doing sneaky rogue things. Karina was just there like, I have swords. And sure. Nyx just went and did some druid shit for a little bit. Now,
and then tried to get everybody to talk, and that kind of went good and then went poorly.
There was a picnic, I think.
We tried. We really tried.
Listen, attempt.
I don't have any really pluses to my wisdoms, okay? I'm average in the wisdom department.
I've been there.
I'm going to put on some nice tavern music for our party, which I should have done a few minutes ago, but I forgot. And as we ended the session, I got to get in the lobby for it to actually do anything.
Oh.
Remember to mute your discords.
I did.
Just is not.
I'm not in there yet.
Also your channels, because I'll get pings throughout your audio if
I know. I'm going to do it right now. Alrighty, so where we left off, Gold Glitter was throwing a party at the bar he set up in a matter of hours for everybody in the party, except for Felicity, who had kind of gone off on her own. You know, she's just doing fell things, you know. Maybe she's just doing her hair so she can be the prettiest girl at the party.
She's at the party.
Please, that's Kerku's position.
That's Kerku. I was about to say, Kerku has got the position of prettiest girl at the party.
I need competition here.
All right, so before we jump into Felicity talking to dear old Rudolsheth, we're going to, with a party. Gold Glitter is throwing a party for you guys. Do you go to the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this would take, but I think I was looking for I almost said a graveyard. That is not this character. A greenhouse.
Who is?
At the new house.
You're looking for a what?
A greenhouse at the new house. At the new place.
So Gold Glitter took the effort to make sure that the greenhouse was clean before you got there, because he figured you'd want it clean.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a greenhouse. There's not a whole lot of plants in there. There's a few, but like clearly whoever owned this home before you didn't take very good care of it. But there is a greenhouse.
Okay. Nix would honestly probably start druid crafting a bit in there. And then if no one's paying attention, they're gonna take out like their pack and stuff and like set out a cot. Is probably going to be sleeping there instead of in the place.
Okay. And are you going to go to sleep?
I don't know. Depends on if people come to find me or not. There's been a lot of human interaction recently.
All right, well, I know Karakoot and 39 are headed to the bar. Is Karina going with them?
Come on, Karina, let's drink a little bit.
Yeah, but she didn't get to train this morning, so that's very...
We
sure.
can fight later.
Yeah, that would make her want to stay. That's dope. But yeah, she'll, because of everything, she's just kind of following along. I don't know how long she'll stay, though, so we'll see what happens.
So you guys walk up, and there's a bunch of people at this like big, like kind of like outdoor bar that seems to have popped up overnight. You know, Gold Glitter popped up for you guys, and there's a banner across it said, "Welcome heroes, name TBD," in parentheses.
You know, it's got a ring to it.
So Gold Glitter's waiting at the door. He goes, good. There's three of you. Where is dear Nix?
They went to the greenhouse.
If I were to guess, potentially a bit peopled out at this point.
Well, that's fine. I'll make sure that there is some alcohol delivered to the greenhouse then.
I'm getting crunked by myself.
We call it a me
The
party.
Let's see it in the recent season of Fox Machina where the plants.
Get drunk with the plants.
If anyone in the party would, it'd probably be Nix. Let's be real.
Why do my nostrils whisper to me?
This is going so well.
Paladin,
Rails? No.
Randy.
Well, I have plenty of options for you inside. And he goes, What's the name of your group so I can yell it?
I don't believe we have a name.
If you don't give me one, I'm going to make one up.
I feel like that should be a group consensus.
She's got a point. She does have a point. We haven't really had a chance to discuss it, Gold Glitter.
Oh, well, fine. I suppose I can't call you Karaku and the boys, so I guess we'll just call you the heroes for now.
We'll stick with that for a moment.
Right, so anyway, he opens the tent curtain and he goes, "Everyone welcome the heroes who slew the king! 3 of them at least! One's on a boat, the other's in a greenhouse, and I don't know where the pink one is."
Randy, Paladin, a sifter, warm water.
Right, you're being weird today, 39. I kind of like it. Anyway,
She's had a rough day.
He just hands you a bottle of brandy.
She'll take it all. She's gonna find a table, warm her glass with the warm water, dump it out, pour in her brandy, get out a little pen, piece of paper, and she's gonna start doodling.
Doodling. Karaku, what will you have?
Your finest red, if you please.
I expected as much. And he hands you actually, it looks to be a wine from a vineyard near your home. Very fancy wine.
Curious vintage. Excellent choice.
I did a little digging and I found something that I've heard you enjoy.
Thank you very much, sir. By the way, I have a bit of business to talk with you later.
Of course, I figured as much. Karina, what's for you, dear?
Whatever's easiest. It's fine.
Right, that new dwarven drink, vodka, then. He pours you a shot and hands it to you. Yeah, I've heard it's a little bit not as hard on the taste buds as that whiskey stuff.
Okay. She sits it on the table. She doesn't drink it. Just sits there.
There's a lot of people in this bar. A lot of people are coming up and like just patting you guys on the shoulder or something. A couple people most people keeping their distances, but a lot of like soldiers walking up and just like cheersing you guys. Don't really see anyone you recognize here. Kylan's not here. Korrigar's not here. Nobody except Gold Glitter, really.
Kirikou, after sitting down for a minute and just nursing the wine, will probably just, well, this is so far a boring party. Let's change this a bit. And he'll stand up and just pull out his lute, and start just playing a lively melody just right away. And probably.
Performance me, sir.
Let's see. That is okay. Not bad. 26.
26. Yeah, you play real good.
Tries to start, if there's any ladies in the room, he'll start pushing them towards the gentleman, and start trying to get dancing going just to distract people.
Everyone's kind of starts dancing around. All three of you, give me perception checks.
Natural one. I am super focused and occasionally glancing out the window because I am also distracted.
19.
19?
22.
You both
Hi.
do notice that there is a gentleman. He's got his hood up, but like it's a blue cloak, and he has. Kirikou, you notice he has some very recognizable gait of a. It's a young man you both know fairly well. Sneaking in to get some drinks away from his advisors.
Ah, lovely.
And he just walks
This
to
poor boy.
Gold Glitter, look at him and go, naughty boy, and just hands him some whiskey. And he just starts shot. Makes a hand like, keep him coming.
Care's tail before the next shot, while just still playing, will just gently tap on the wrist before he pops the next shot. We're going to be fine, sir.
It's been a long day.
Sure.
Had to slip away for a moment.
That's fine. Just be careful with what you put into yourself here.
Oh, don't worry. And he motions at the door, and Korrigar's standing at the door, just kind of like, not drinking. He's just standing at the door.
Fair enough. No attention will be drawn here then. And Care will then draw the attention completely away from the bar where he is sitting.
I was hoping. So he just keeps hanging out, drinking. Korrigar eventually just like sits not near him, but like kind of on the other end of the bar, and he's just like drinking water. He's kind of sipping, and he just kind of leans back. Kind of got a big smile on his face, and he sees 39 and Karina, and he just kind of cheers at you guys. Does anyone want to do anything at the bar? I know Kiriku's got people dancing.
39's gonna be practicing this little thing she's drawing, writing down the words to the thing she's gonna attempt. She sees Korrigar and she's gonna start kind of glancing around for Felicity, hoping that she'll find her way there soon. She's got multiple tasks in mind and needs her help for one. But if she doesn't show up in a timely manner, 39 will probably go over to Kaladin.
Okay.
Stay gold glitter.
So we'll stay there for right now. And then, Karina, is there anything you want to do at the bar? Just keep drinking?
She hasn't drunk anything.
Hasn't drunk anything yet?
Sitting there. She's probably watching actually what 39's doing. Just out of the corner of her eye. Just that's it.
Okay, we'll come back to you guys.
Keeping an eye on probably Hector as well, just a little bit, just to make sure he doesn't fall on his face.
I'll say this, Director. You can kind of tell if he takes a couple steps that this was probably a common practice of his, that he probably went out drinking with the other paladins quite a bit before he was kind of been like, hi, you're king now. And he was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is, no, but like, yeah, good sport. Keep an eye on him. We're going to pan over to Nyx. Are you doing anything? You do notice that there is a little automaton that rolls in with a tray filled with food and many different alcohols. Lord Galadin sends his regards. Places it down.
Thank you. I'll pick those up. Nyx is planning on doing something. I don't want to fully monopolize the time, so I can just say what I'm starting, and if it ends up being like a thing, we could always come back to it too. But
You can say what you're starting, and then I'll say if we go over to Fel or not.
Yeah, that's fine. I almost said Fel. Nyx will actually take the still in the greenhouse, take the foods and drinks that the little automaton brought, and actually put it down in the middle of the greenhouse where you can still see the sky above, and kind of place it out in a little circle, almost like an offering. Take a little bit of the meat or whatever alcohol it brought and take some for themselves, and then we'll start attempting to pray to contact their deity.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
And so, Felicity, you walk in the room, and this is happening as everyone else is walking into the bar. So we're going back in time a little bit for Fel. You walk into the room, and sitting at the table, as we said, doodling, is Rudel Chef. The door behind you, the barrier goes over so no one can see or hear you two. And the only other person in the room is Linus, who is sitting there, and he is your waiter for the evening. It's like, hello, Lady Felicity. Pulls your seat out for you.
Sit down.
Rudel Chef's still just doodling. So, Felicity, I heard you had some questions for me.
Yes, I've quite a few questions. The first one being why we're meeting over dinner versus when I called you for assistance at the time. It's quite confusing.
I find it is easier for me to discuss difficult matters if I have good food and good drink in front of me. The only good thing my father ever taught me.
Ah.
Continues drawing. Hasn't even really looked at you yet.
So you're an artist?
Finally looks a bit. Just something I do whenever my mind is... It's quite a focus.
Can she, kind of see what he's doodling?
You can give me an investigation check.
Okay. Let us see. That is a 17.
He looks like he's doodling a woman with kind of greenish hair, silver armor, and it looks like he's starting the doodle of a dragon behind her, but it's just a doodle, and he's just drawing it really quickly.
Not bad.
Thank you. It's just a little thing I do occasionally.
Makes sense considering you created 39.
He stops, closes his little book. So that is what we are here to discuss.
Yes, I thought that quite obvious when I called you yelling that she needed help. And whatnot.
I don't really know what I assumed, but I did not assume this was the line of questioning. I thought it was one. Anyways, ask your questions.
Well, you're an artist. Every artist has a muse. What was 39's?
Next question.
Who is she?
Give me a persuasion check, Felicity.
Okay.
Let me pull up Rudolph Chef's character sheet.
21.
Okay. Oh God, he rolled so bad. Just someone from my past. Someone very important to me.
So, if she was important to you, why did we find her in a pile of bodies that all look like her, with orders to die?
I think you know very well the culprit behind that. You were working for him until recently.
I don't work for that person, never did. But if he's behind it, that does make a little more sense.
He impersonated me. Did a good job. Apparently I'm easy to replicate. But yes, that was an error. One I sought to correct, and by the time I figured out what was happening, 39 was the only one left.
She sees, upon him kind of, saying that, she kind of relaxes a little bit. Just a little bit. And, okay, so 39 is someone that you loved from your past life, or her past life, and then you made a model of her. For what purpose?
As much as it pains me to admit it, 39's main purpose is a weapon.
Okay, well, that makes some sense with what she can do. So, weapon for what exactly?
This is kind of what his hand on his line, so it's like, the food please, Linus, and a lot of wine. Well, there are many people that she was meant to be a weapon against, but she wasn't finished. She still is not. She's not near as powerful as she needs to be.
Okay, well that makes sense. That's one of the main reasons I sought to approach you for answers. There's been a lot of chaos surrounding us since picking up 39. A lot of danger.
Describe this chaos.
Well, you were part of one of them when you popped up that one time and inserted yourself and then vanished.
I'm not going to let a heinous bitch like Alorica destroy my creation.
Exactly, but see, we've not always had your help. Recently, one of my friends also died for her and came back, and before that, we fought one of her copies. I think maybe a dragon was involved.
I've only intervened in threats that 39 might not be able to succeed in. You have yet to face anything that she can't destroy.
Well, see, that's another thing. I think something's wrong with her.
He pours wine into your glass, picks up his wine. In what regard?
Well, when I called you, again, panicked and asking for help, she was going through some sort of mental thing. Something was trying to break out of her. She had chains, something with ashes, and...
He downs his wine, leans over the table, gets pretty close to you, and says, "Did she utter any names when this happened?"
Did she? Was there any there was the red? Wasn't there red on? This is for my clarification. Wasn't there red involved?
Yeah, there was red in the ash cloud. And then she said something to the entity that was trying to break out. Only you is what she had said. But she sounded like she was meeting a challenge.
Yeah. I don't know what and she's like also partially leaning back a little bit and she's not like touching her wine. But she's like, it was red. There was some red involved.
His kind of cool demeanor kind of breaks for a second. He looks, he just chugs like half a bottle of the wine and puts it down, and he's. I apologize for for my behavior just now. That man is a problem for everyone.
Okay. I mean, is she supposed to be a vessel? Is she acting like a prison of some kind?
That was not something I planned in her creation. That is something that 39 herself created.
Okay.
That was not my intention. There is no being imprisoned inside her. It's more like her interpretations of many beings from her past. There were a few incidents during her creation process where, shall we say, aspects of certain beings got loose. And it is imperative that that does not happen again.
So, if she wasn't completed, what makes 39 a success? Is it this ability to create such things?
There are many things that make 39 a success. But the most important is that she was actually able to house the soul of the person in question. The other models were not.
Fell like kind of lean forward. Which would be...
He's also going to lean back. He's like, sorry, you're very close to me and you're very pretty. Anyway.
She just holds eye contact.
It's like, you want me a persuasion check?
He is not equipped.
Here goes the power play.
The only person
17.
more awkward with flirting than Felicity is Brutal Chef.
17. I'm not rolling very well.
17 versus 17. Let's just do straight rollies then.
Just D20?
Just a raw D20 roll.
Okay. Let me roll that. Only an 8.
20, so.
Damn it.
Lady Felicity, you're very charming and quite insistent, but that is information I cannot divulge to you. But
Why?
If 39 finds out from someone other than herself, her own remembrance, she might break. 39, the being who knows 39, could disappear. And only the original could return. There is a possibility for them to live in harmony, and that is my ultimate wish.
This seems like an awful lot of trouble.
It is an awful lot of trouble. Tell me, how did you know the things that were going on inside 39's mind space? Who did she let in?
Well, she wants me to explore it, and I believe she might have let some other party members.
He's going to lean forward himself again and think out. Who did she let in? I'm asking you. Please, Lady Felicity.
Does Felicity know that she let Care?
Care was pretty clearly being like, I'm going in her head.
She's just gonna lean forward. Right back towards him. No.
He's going to give me a deception check. If you roll bad enough, he's going to be able to guess.
Oh, that's a nat 1 plus.
Oh,
Well,
It's a 7, but it was a nat 1.
it's a 15 plus 8, so... And y'all's faces are like this now. It's just, Well, I assumed it was either you or Kerku, and I think I know now.
So you do know more than you let on.
I had assumptions, but I don't know anything for sure. Your facial expressions betray your true thoughts, Lady Felicity.
You're not wrong. But you're not going to bully them.
I'm not going to bully Kerku. I simply may want to have a chat with him. But that will come at another time. If you would do me a favor and not let 39 know that you and I had this conversation. We don't need any more possible breaks in her mind.
Well, that's the thing. Is there a way that I could help repair it? She wants me to go in anyways. This would be a chance for me to help.
He leans back and he thinks for a minute and he kind of fiddles with something in his pocket. There are a few different options. There's always been a failsafe of removing the chains completely. There's also the option of removing the prior being's soul, and I don't like either of those options.
No, I don't like either of those.
If it comes down to it, and it would mean either her death or one of those, then possibly. But I would prefer not. But
Is there a way that I could assist her in healing the chains? I am a cleric. Partially.
more than that,
It's a new development.
that's not what I'm referring to, Lady Felicity.
She like leans back, kind of like, you care to expound on that, sir?
Smirks and goes, no, I don't think I will.
I feel like she's gonna give his leg a little tap under the table, like with the point of her shoe.
You hear kunk as he's wearing his greaves.
Shine!
He's wearing his greaves under his very, very nice suit.
Who does that? Who does that?
People who will want to be prepared.
Fair enough.
I assumed you have some weapon under here, and he notices the dress and goes, you can't really hide weapons in there, never mind.
Yeah, no.
Just look right at everyone's faces for a second, and that was a
Let's
mistake.
be clear. The dress is the weapon.
That's,
100%.
in this situation, very much so.
Oh, this poor boy.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, out of all of... I will say this, Felicity, out of all of 39's allies, there were two that I was the most suspicious of. And you were one of them at first, due to your parentage. But I was mistaken. About you, at least, I feel.
Well, good. I'm glad that you have come to such a conclusion, because I am very much... 39 is one of my friends, and I don't have many of those. So I want to protect her.
Good to know. Keep her safe.
I'm trying, but I'm not equipped. That's why I was partially hoping that you might give me some sort of help or direction that doesn't involve hurting her.
He pulls a little piece of parchment out and scribbles down, and the ink on the paper glows, and he rolls it up and goes, spell of summoning in your utmost dire need.
Okay.
You know how to get in contact with me in any non-crazy emergency situations.
Yes. And are you sure you can't give me a hint of who she was?
A persuasion check again.
Just a hint. Sir, a crumb. 17 again.
Okay, how do you do anything else as you ask him that question? Like, how do you ask that question?
She's gonna kind of like lean over the table, kind of like this ever so slightly, and like kind of tapping the art. Like, just kind of like, yeah, this is flirting.
He's trying to avoid looking at. He just, in his mind, he goes, this is Diane, but she's adorable, so.
You know, like just the.
I will say this.
And it was in that moment Felicity remembered she could read minds.
She doesn't know how to use it.
Just hearing that thought, his thoughts, you're like, wait, what?
Like, shut up!
Dare you?
Just say this. You are indeed quite charming, Lady Felicity, so I will leave you with. I will not give you a name. And you swear to me. God, you beat him so bad on this roll. On that one.
She just keeps like kind of like getting closer gradually.
I wasn't planning on dropping this yet, but Lore's like, Lore's so mad at me.
A hint.
She's getting closer, Sheth. She's getting closer.
I swear not to reveal any of this to anyone, especially Kerku or Kylan.
Mum's the word.
Well, let's just say that we are related.
Related.
She is also, there is a being that she can never, ever come in contact with in person. Or all of her memories will come flooding back.
Sister. Mother?
This person's name is Kilaksul, as you've probably heard. He's responsible for her death.
Oh. And
And you can guess as many times as you want. I'm going to say yes to all of them, so you have no idea.
Kilaksu. Huh.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Lady Felicity?
Well, she'll like lean back. I suppose, I have the scroll. I can help her somehow. I won't tell her that you are related in a way that a mother and son might be.
Sure, if that's what you want to go with.
Well, are you an only child?
I am now.
That's awfully depressing. All right, fine.
People say that
Will-
a lot about my life as they do about yours now, Felicity.
All right, fine. I'll leave you alone. I won't press you any further. My last request is that you share your paper and you let me draw you while you eat.
Fair enough. Slides. He tears out the picture he was drawing, puts it in his pocket, and slides the book over to you, and he just eats his food. It's really nice food.
Great. She's not eating it.
Then we'll fast forward, and then at the end of it, he says, "Well, Felicity, it was a pleasure, and don't be a stranger. But I must take my leave." He stands up, he straightens his coat jacket, grabs your hand, kind of bows forward, kisses your hand, puts it down, and walks away. And Linus goes, "Oh, right." And Linus makes a circle in the room. Portal opens and Brutal Chef walks through. Linus closes the portal. He goes, "Thank you for dining at..." Oh crap, we haven't named it yet. Glittery Foods? I don't know.
Elle just stands up. She takes the drawing that she had of him, kind of like stares at it for a second, and then tucks it away, keeps her thoughts to herself.
Oh no, he's not.
Yes, but She's got some other ideas for that. And so she'll just fold it up, put it away, stand up, and how do I get out of here?
Oh, right. He just opens the door and taps 3 spots on the barrier, and the barrier vanishes.
Right.
At this point, Fel, you have 2 options. You can either go back to y'all's manor, or you can go to the bar.
Let's go to the bar. Why not?
Okay. So at this point, you guys have all just kind of doing your things at the bar. 39, you've been drawing. Hector's still just been sitting there. He's taking a break from the shots, and he's now just sipping a mug. So at this point, the Felicity walks in.
Do I notice her walk in?
Oh, yes, you do. You
Pink
both-
hair, very thin slip of a dress.
39's gonna wave to her. It's probably a little too loud for her voice to carry over in the state that it is in.
Felicity will go over.
Depends on what song character is singing.
There's also, if he sees Fel coming in and moving towards 39, he's pulling attention to the opposite corner of wherever they are.
She'll go over.
So
Very
Fishmonger's
casually.
daughter got it.
You're dressed nicely.
Thank you. I am probably one of my sisters. I like it though. It's airy. Can I help you?
How are you feeling, Felicity?
In what way?
Emotionally? Mentally?
Fine.
Question.
Well,
Sight check. I'm sitting there.
39.
She's sitting there.
39.
I mean, in this moment,
Go ahead.
she actually seems. I mean, you don't have to. She seems like she's actually kind of more put together than she at least has been.
23.
It's fine in hell. She always says fine, which is a lot.
Would it be too much to ask for your help?
Not at all.
Are you up for speaking with the dead? You can say no. I can always ask Aladdin.
So,
He may have a scroll I can use.
Karina just sets the glass of vodka or whatever it was that she hasn't even touched in front of Felicity.
listen, I can speak to the dead. I've never tried it. So, I would love to help you. You'd have to keep that in mind, that I am not quite as experienced as Gold Glitter might be, but I think I'm much better company.
I intended to ask of him of a scroll. I would rather communicate myself, but it's not within my natural capacity. But
Well, does he have a scroll?
I don't know. I was going to ask if you were not able to assist.
Well, if it's a private matter, it might be the best route.
Not
Unless
private.
you want me eavesdropping.
It's not private. But
And- Who would it be?
His Highness, the Crown Prince. I have to go tonight before the funeral tomorrow.
Oh. Is that the one we had dinner with?
Yes. I have a question. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ask Aladdin if he has a scroll.
If not, I can help you.
I'm gonna go see if Galadin has a scroll or gold glitter and how much.
You walk up to Galadin as he's trying his best to flirt with Corridor.
Galadin, no! No, Galadin!
What?
Sip the vodka. No, Galadin.
But he's pretty.
No.
In a beard down to his chest sort of way.
He's also not available.
Yeah, best get away, shiny pants. Or I'll throw you. Fair enough. Kind of briefly glances over at Hector and then goes, no, not with the trouble.
Galadin, you wouldn't happen to be speaking with us yourself, would you?
I do, but whatever for?
I wish to speak with someone who's dead.
I'm going to need more than I want to talk to a dead person. Go with it.
Why not?
Because I want to know who you want to talk to. Roll me persuade. Roll me deception check. Stinky Yasha. Ooh. Puppy farts.
That would be a 14.
He knows you're lying, but he can't kind of pick out.
She's
Like,
not
he knows you're hiding
lying. She's
something.
technically
Well, he knows
telling
you're
the
hiding
truth.
something here.
She's just being dodgy about
If
it.
you want to know, if you want the scroll, I need to know who.
How much first? What would it cost?
150 gold, but damn it, I like money.
Would Care have happened to overhear any of that?
Give me a persuasion or perception check.
It's like, persuasion, sure, I got it. Oh, natural 20. For 26.
You heard every word that her and Felicity said, and her and Gold Glitter have said.
Cool. Karaku is going to change the word or add to the middle of whatever piece he's singing, performing, and have it tip the bar.
And people just start, oh, yeah. Just walking over, like, around y'all's conversation. It's like, can this wait for the morning, dear?
He'll be buried in the
I'll
morning.
follow up after a short time. Just to be behind 39. And in Gold Glitter's space.
Yes, Felicity, what can I do for you? Hopefully you're not planning on speaking with any zombies, are you?
I could, but she needs a scroll.
Well, I would like to know who she's going to speak with before I give her a scroll of speak with the dead. You guys have had a rough couple of days.
Why do you need to know?
Because I promised my brother I wouldn't let you two get in any trouble.
Oh, please.
Kylan,
Where's your
what
sense
is-
of fun?
Why would Kylan
Well, I
have
would
any
prefer it's
concern
in your
for
brother's
myself?
pants, but
Go, Glitter, help us out. I might actually like you.
shut up. I know you love me, dear. But anyway, give me persuasion.
We're just at the bar, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of people walking over to the bar now too, though. After Care went.
14.
Fine, but 150 gold, please.
Give him 150 gold.
As you go to do it, Korrigar just puts a coin purse in his hand because he was listening, and he just goes, "We'll take care of your business, girls." And he pulls Gold Glitter, where he goes, "Don't talk to my sister like that." He shoves him back.
Thank you, Korgar.
Winning tonight, ladies.
He just looks at Korrigar. Just walks away. After giving the scroll, of course, to... He gives it to Felicity, though.
Felicity hands it to 39.
Thank you. I
Kariku, Karina, do you guys... Well, Kariku, you heard everything. Karina, were you trying to listen in?
I mean, she's got a 20 passive perception. I'm pretty sure she can't
Yeah,
have.
you
she
heard
knew
99%
she knew
of
what they
that.
were going for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Karina's gonna leave once that's going on and everybody's distracted. She's gonna leave, or at least start heading towards the door.
I don't want to ruin anyone's fun, so company is not an issue, but don't know how this is going to go.
Oh, are you talking about using the scroll?
Yes.
Of course I'm coming with you. I'll just be a little more uninvolved as if I were reading it myself.
you
39
heading?
set out. Yeah, she's gonna go. She knows where they are.
Oh, Kara's gonna. Oh,
can
go ahead,
I-
Karina.
Before Karina left, when 39 got up to go to the bar, did she leave the paper she was sketching on?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's got it memorized now. Worked out.
Karina's going to take that paper and pocket it, and then she would have left or headed out back
Okay.
towards
And
our.
you heading home or to the training ground?
To home to change, and then no, she'll head straight to the training ground. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Care would make his way just kind of as smoothly as Care can with when it comes to performance. He'd make his way over to Felon 39 and just... Do you need more of the town distracted, or do you just want to go?
I do not believe anyone will care to follow.
It's
up
not
to
my
you.
call.
Do what you like.
How much privacy do you need?
It's only a couple of questions.
Fair enough. We'll just at least give you guys privacy. And Care will... Alright. This is gonna be fun. Can Care... if you don't mind me playing a little bit with this spell, using Mirror Image, can Care split himself into a small band, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. In which case Care would do so, and with between prestidigitation and hopefully some heck of performance, he's gonna try and distract a larger portion of the town even and draw even more crowd to Gold Glitters.
All right, give me another performance check.
Sure thing. Ooh, this dice is on fire tonight. Not as
Let's see.
25 this time.
That still works. Yeah, a lot more of the town is starting to gather around, and as Fel and 39 leave, at this point, Corridor kind of grabs it. He goes, with Your Majesty, with more people coming to the tavern, I suggest we head back to the palace. He guides the king out of there, and they go opposite direction of 39 and Felicity. Corridor's taking them the long way on purpose so that they don't follow you guys. He's basically going, only one of my monkeys, but not my circus. So, before we do you guys, though, hi, Nyx.
Hi.
Gonna try to contact your god?
I'm going to attempt to, yes.
Okay, music change.
Even when I make not a cleric, I make a cleric. I
Right.
think, honestly.
So, what do you say to try to commune with this god?
I end up, I put everything down. I end up kneeling in front of the offering, and in the dirt draw some just runes that I'm familiar with, and kneel down, close my eyes, bow my head, and honestly, there's probably a pause because Nyx has not done this since oh god, it's been like 10 years, but it suddenly became relevant. So they'll kneel down and just say, Scotty, I thank you for saving me so long ago. I don't think I've asked for anything since then, and you giving me these powers, but I would ask you to show yourself once more. I've heard some friends talking, and the timelines aren't lining up to when I saw you last and to when they're saying all the gods died. So and they'll probably end up just like trailing off and just kind of concentrating after that.
Everything seems normal around you, and then all of the sound of the world kind of fades out.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a swirl around you of black feathers. And you hear ravens. And you see the image of what you saw Scotty before you. But the visage fades away. And in Scotty's face, you now see a one-eyed man with a beard. With a spear. A raven on each shoulder and two wolves at his heels. I'd thought to keep that under wraps for a while longer. You were never in communing with Scotty, child.
I kind of guess that now. You are... I don't honestly think that Nyx knows much about the gods
He
whatsoever.
suddenly pops up right behind you and said, I have many names. Wisdom Seeker. All Father. Before him. But now I'm simply Odin. You've had my attention for quite some time, Nyx.
That changed my why to just... Why?
Your parents are interesting people. Not the ones who raised you. They are as well, but not in the manner I mean.
I don't know anything about them. They've... As far as I know, they abandoned me. They don't want anything to do with me. I don't know... Fae or human or...
Have you ever
anything.
wondered why you've never... Why most changelings look a little different from you in their base state?
I can't say I've met many.
That's because
Just one.
they don't exist.
What?
You lose sight of him. One of the ravens lands on your shoulder, and the voice starts coming out of the raven's mouth. Dear child, there is much you will learn. Seek out your brother. Seek out the Ember Keepers, for their god has many interesting things to tell you.
There's more gods too?
Well, He fancies himself one.
But my brother's not even truly related to me.
Your brother is in danger. More than he knows. More than you know.
I kind of guess that. What do you actually know about my parents?
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I'm not good at that to begin with. Oh, I got a +1. I forgot I gave Nick some charisma. That's Asian. 14. Not bad for me.
At this point, he looks up and you can actually see light on his face, and it's the face of what you thought would be an older man. It actually looks like a pretty younger man. One of she goes, I know that they are not in this realm, but I can say no more. They're in your home.
I'm accidentally rolling stuff. Ignore that. I rolled a 20 on persuasion that time on accident.
I was gonna say, use that one.
Yeah, right? I just... My home is here.
I guess instead of home, I should say where your people live.
But they don't exist.
Not here. I said changelings don't exist.
And what are you saying I am?
Want to give me another persuasion check?
Take
You're not
that
gonna
20.
get anything out of
Take that 20
Odin.
they rolled.
Can I use that 20?
Nope, at disadvantage.
Aw, dang, I tried.
I would make everyone in the party do this at disadvantage if they were talking to Odin.
3.
3.
Flat roll for me.
Perhaps if you accomplish your goals, you will learn.
Gods are so cryptic.
Well, you have all of eternity to figure it out.
I don't think that's true.
It's astounding how little you know about yourself.
I know what I am.
Do you? And who are you, Nix? Starts to walk away from you. I can offer nothing else, but I'll be keeping an eye on you. And he looks at one of his ravens, and Munin flaps his wings and flies away from Odin. He goes, Freki, keep an eye out too. And one of the wolves disappears beyond the feathers. I'll be in touch. Just, I would be careful. Loki's not very happy right now.
I imagine not.
The one thing I will give you. The Queen of the Fae has enlisted my son's help in killing him. Last time that happened, they all died.
I don't think that helps me much at all. No offense.
It does if Loki's hiding in this realm.
Okay.
The higher gods, as they call themselves, have said this is my duty to fix. But I prefer to let things play out. Have a good journey north. The feathers disappear. Odin is gone. The wolves are gone, and from the top of the greenhouse, you see a raven with green eyes looking down at you as it flies away.
Yeah. Okay. At that point, Nyx is gonna just from like kneeling just fall back to lay on their back and just watch the stars.
You see Munin circle the greenhouse a few times and then fly north.
Gods. Okay. Yeah. No,
Listen.
they're probably just gonna
Y'all
contemplate.
Two people poked the Norse stuff, so I'm like, the full Norse campaign.
Yeah.
Technically, 3 people poked the Norse stuff if we want to get technical.
I
but
poked nothing. It was there from the very beginning.
I know that's not okay. You didn't poke. You had it in your backstory. Nick's messaging me like, "Hey, I'm gonna poke a Norse god." It's like
I had it thrown in my face.
Well, Cole, I said, Cole, here's the deity that Nyx met. And then later in the campaign, he
I think
goes,
it was literally 2 days after you sent me that. I went, "Oh, okay." And then like the next session, I looked at your face whenever it was like, "Oh yeah, the Norse gods are all dead." You were like,
no, this has been in my backstory for this
know.
entire time. I mentioned Scotty.
"Well, no." You messaged me saying, "Hey, I think I want to talk to Scotty soon," and then it was like,
Oh, no, I think it was after that.
We didn't
My bad.
actually bring it up in end game that
No.
Huh,
they're dead.
but-
Karina was going to and then decided not to because it was a bad idea for
Yeah.
several reasons.
Well, with that, we're going to pan away from Nyx over
There
to
was something else that brought it to Nyx's attention for
Yeah.
something. I don't remember what it was though. We weren't all there for it.
39,
Or I'm accidentally metagaming. I don't know who knows at this point, honestly.
39 and Felicity's turn.
Produced a great conversation, so
Hey, for once, one of the gods actually had a conversation with one of you.
What a concept.
Sorry.
Listen, the Norma didn't really give you any.
must be nice.
Must be
Karina
nice.
hasn't gotten to talk to her grandpa yet, so
She's good. Fine. I'm fine.
it's like, I don't need to do that.
Everything is fine.
That's the motto.
right.
Slap it on a t-shirt.
And y'all haven't even really touched into the homebrew gods that are going to show up later.
Eh,
I mean,
Let's be fair, there's a lot more of them than there are of the Norse ones left alive.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially after you killed them all.
To be fair, Fenrir killed them all. Thank you. He
Introduce you to the fact that one of my players has made me the supreme god of my own world.
He nommed all of them except for Thor, Odin, and Freya, and then Odin, with the help of the big bird, stopped him. But yeah. And then Adon finally stepped in and went, "Okay, I've had enough." Anywho, 39 and Felicity. You make your way out to the very shallow graves of the king, queen, and prince. They have not been moved, but there looks like Korgar's been kind of getting them ready to be moved, but they're still there.
So 39 is just going to kind of, I'm assuming the prince and the king are next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to kind of remove the dirt from both their faces. And she's going to kind of freshen up the royal ferns that she had put around the king's head. And then take out the scroll. And if I'm remembering it correctly, because I am lazy and I didn't look it up, I think I get 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Speak with Dead on Prince Daenerys.
See his head. His eyes open, and they're plain white.
And Felicity would see that 39 looks a little nervous for the first time ever. And she's going to kind of just settle in casually, so she's between the king and the prince, and she's going to turn to the prince and ask, "Are you happy?"
Not really, I'm dead.
After I was gone, are you happy?
There's no facial expressions on his face, but he just goes, Ankle.
Gonna just caress his face. You're supposed to wait for me.
You were dead.
I always come back. Uthros said that he wanted to keep you. Why did he kill you?
I attacked him.
You idiot. I don't know what else to ask. After I left, were you happy? Ever?
As happy as I could be without you.
Did you move on?
No. And I never killed him.
I think I will have to.
Killock soul.
Yeah.
Him and his master.
You were supposed to be here to help me with his master. I can't do that one alone.
And Timoltz.
Who?
Brother. Eeyore,
Uh-huh.
can you roll me a wisdom save?
Yep.
Every
Is Belle
single
hearing this?
session.
I
Does
mean,
Belle hear-
it's open in a clearing. 18?
Okay.
It's
18.
an out loud. Spoken out loud.
Okay. Let's make sure if
So you
she
hear
can hear
all
the
of
names
this.
and stuff. Yeah.
Flashes into your mind of a high elf, blonde hair, about shoulder length, green eyes, shiny armor with sword. That's the last time you saw him. You see an image of a great wolf behind him, and that's the last thing you remember.
Does the wolf look really big and scary?
It's not Fenrir.
Okay. Interesting.
It's not anywhere near as big.
Okay.
It's only about building sized.
And it's only building size. Did it look friendly or not friendly?
Nope.
Okay, that tracks.
So, and this is a random thing. With Care's necklace, do you have to be touching the person to get their surface thoughts?
Nope.
So, if Felicity can see 39 shift when stuff gets uncomfortable, she'll grab it and try to see what she's seeing.
You see all of that. And this is the prince's body. I believe that was your 3 questions.
I think I technically got a little more, but
You got a
I'm
little-
okay with
I-
that.
It's for roleplay.
It's
You just
isn't it 5 questions you get?
uh,
I think it's 5 in the spell, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
is it? I don't have
We've
it
used
pulled
that
up.
spell a lot in another
It
campaign.
depends on what level.
That's true. I think so.
We're not ready.
I mean, regardless, that's what you got.
5 questions.
I think
5
you asked
questions.
you asked at least 5 questions.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with that. And he just looks at you and just goes, find tumult, forest. And then he just his head falls back.
Denalice, no. She's gonna lay on hands.
Belle's gonna rush over to her.
Nothing happens when you lay on hands him.
Denalice, no. You're
39. I don't think you can bring him back.
No. He's not he's not supposed. She's gonna turn to the king. Estrasin, tell him he's. Denalice, wake up. She's gonna start smacking his face. Look at me, please, Denalice. Love, I need you to wake up. You have to help me. Stay with me. You were supposed to stay with me. You promised you would stay with me and you wouldn't leave me alone. You said you would find a way so I would never have to be alone. Denalice, wake up.
Belle's gonna hug her. From behind.
Godfather, you knocked some sense into him, like last time.
She's gonna slowly draw 39 back into her chest. And hold her there. 39. So she's just gonna keep holding on to her.
And she is just going to just drag them into her arms and hold them up to both of them to her chest and just cry.
Denalis's body stays together when you do that. King's crumbles into dust because he's that decomposed. His body falls apart.
Trying to scoop him up.
Val's just going to keep her attached to her.
Just cries.
And we'll stroke her hair.
Sorry, I freaked my brother-in-law out. I need to go let him know I'm okay.
So I was wondering.
D&D voice acting.
I thought it was Hannah. I thought you were having a labor. Okay.
Thanks.
That's staying in the cut.
I didn't even hear what he said. What did he say?
Someone's going into labor.
Yeah, she thought her sister was
no.
going into labor.
Oh,
We're good.
Oops.
That is definitely staying in the cut.
not in.
That's what happens when you play at home.
Right.
But yeah, that's it. That's what happens. And I
Well,
think she'll probably, so long as Felicity doesn't try to pull her away, she'll fight her. If she tries to pull her away, she'll stay there for a
No.
while.
No, is 39 undead? Technically.
Yes and no.
It's weird.
So like the sleep spell wouldn't work on her. Is
She's
the
also an elf.
She's
So
an
no.
elf.
Oh yeah.
Can't
You mean being
magically be
charmed.
put to self.
Not
Alright,
immune to charm. She just can't be magically put to sleep.
All right. Yeah. So Fel won't try to pull her away. She's just going to kind of slowly be stroking her hair and keeping her close. And she's not going to say anything until 39 comes out of it herself.
And with that, we're going to take our break.
what you guys are waiting for this whole time?
Here we go! Here we go! Oh my god, there's something more than one! There's 3, there's 4, there's 5! Let's go! Axes are sharp. That's a new t-shirt! What? Is this thing a Gumby? Stretch Armstrong over here? What the was that? What this like a dolphin? Oh! What? Is that what? Is that my first real roll? I got a nat 20? Oh! What? Hype train! Chad, there's a hype train! Now's the time to do it! Go, baby! God, let me! I'm on fire! I'm on fire! I'm on fire! God, mother!
I don't even know what to tell y'all. That was crazy.
Welcome back, everybody at home. We are returning back. This is Yasha, by the way. I don't think she's ever been on camera. She's a baby.
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 And over there trying to figure out how to get onto the couch is the German Shepherd. He's trying his best.
Very
Aw.
noticeable.
And he gave up and he's going back in the living room. Out of Mama's closet. We're going to keep that all in the video. But anyway, we are returning to the episode of Chronicles of Ravira. Where we last left off, 39 was screaming very loudly and crying about her dead lover.
Once upon a time,
Once upon a December.
she didn't have more than one at a time.
Oh, hi, buddy. So,
That's the part we're clarifying.
To be
shame in
fair,
that.
39
Anyway,
has no
all right,
idea
I guess-
what's going
I guess
on.
Yasha's
She's just
the DM
saying
now.
words and feeling things.
Mhm.
be a nicer DM than me. She won't traumatize you guys.
Lies. Every DM traumatizes their
I
players.
just make you pet the doggies. Anyway, all right. Karina, go pet Fenrir. Roll to pet.
Do not recommend.
All right. So before we go back to Felicity and 39, what is everyone else doing? I know, Karina, you're probably still training.
Kare's holding a concert for the entire town at this point. I would imagine that 2 of his illusions are up on top of whatever pop-up building.
I'm making my way. I'm making my way.
Be copyrighted.
Drawing as much of the town's attention as he possibly can, so everybody else can just kind of chill.
On a side note, I can't believe they turned that into a country song.
I'm not surprised.
It fits their
All right.
vibe.
Yeah.
Nix, what are you doing? Are you still just lying there staring up at the sky?
Yeah, I mean, eventually just kind of meditating and then, like, watching the passage of the stars and if there's any meteors, anything like that.
Nope, you do see Munin fly over a few more times.
All right. Probably eventually if no one ends up coming to find them. I don't know how long everyone's taking what they're doing, but if no one ends up looking for them, we'll probably fall asleep.
Okay. Good. Go lay with your brother. You're in a cuddle puddle behind my chair now. For cuteness factor, if y'all can even see them.
Oh, I see your head. Oh, yeah.
I think Kare would eventually try passing the buck off to a couple of other either bards or musicians in town, and eventually make his way over to Gold Glitter.
You pass it off to the dynamic duo of Sturt and Rolled.
Cool.
Anyway, and back to... And Kirk, are you going off to find them?
I'm finding Gold Glitter first.
Gold Glitter? He's just at the bar drinking.
Mm-hmm.
He's now just pouring himself. He's like, well, this vodka stuff is pretty good, and it's not as harsh as that whiskey stuff. The dwarves are better at making alcohol than the Coalstar, if you ask me.
Don't let them hear you say that.
Oh, I wouldn't mind if Korogop humbled me.
I will say he's a taken man, my dear. Don't
Yes,
stoop
I
yourself so
know, I
low.
know. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's just fun.
Sure. I have some business to talk with you.
Of course you do.
It's a request is all.
Linus? Yeah, Linus is saying, oh! Oh, I need to put a bell on you. Manage the bar.
It's the second time you've said that. You should probably get him a bell.
Is it? I wouldn't think as much as I do. Anyway, let's go off here, and he kind of pulls off into a booth. So, what can I do for you, Kerku?
What's the furthest place you've ever been, this plane or elsewhere?
Well, in this plane, I've been to Tellin. We're from Atharis, so I've been there a few times. You know, it's still kind of a ruin, but they're working on it. And I have been to Delcara. Haven't quite been to Selines, but that one's on the other side of the world. Other planes, I've been to... I was unlucky enough to find myself in the Fey Realm once, and I've also... Due to things that happened, you can ask Kylan for the full story. I don't remember much of it, but I did end up in the Hellish Realm once.
Fair enough. How about the most remote of those?
Most remote realm. Well, from what I understand, that would be the Shaded Realm or the Chasm, and I've been to neither of those.
Alright. The hells might do. I have a project for you.
I'm not going to like this, am I?
No. I need a failsafe.
Failsafe? For what situation, dear?
I've heard tell of certain items that single use, one-way ticket, so to speak.
You planning to make a quick exit into one of the other realms?
Need it for 2 people.
2 people. It will take time. And I have never been to the Shaded Realm, but I know of, or the Bestial Realm. But I know a couple of people who have. And they are harder to get to. They are more dangerous. But at least in the hills, they have they're organized. But no one will find you there. So
The hells would do just fine.
the hills, very well. It'll take me a few days, but perhaps only one day if I can enlist the help of little Zid. But
Just tell him to add it to my tab.
will do. Right. He stands up, dusts off his suit, and goes, I have business to attend to then. And he walks out. Linus, you're in charge.
Galadin,
Yes, dear.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And Carol will
And as
finish.
For he finishes, and as for your payments, look after that 39.
It's the intention.
I figured as much. Linus, it's your in charge of. I don't know how to do that. Oh, just run the bar, boy.
Do I need to run the bar, Goldgutter?
No, you're fine, Kek. Linus knows how to run the bar. He just doesn't like being in charge.
Fair enough. Good luck, Linus. And Care will make his way back to their keep at this point.
Okay. Do you go to your room or do you go to your usual roof?
That's a good question. Tonight, probably sitting by the main fireplace.
I will say the greenhouse is like kind of near, so you do see Nyx just lying on the floor, looking at the ceiling of the greenhouse as you are about to walk into your keep.
Purple hair splayed. And probably some plants like growing in and out. Just meditating, druid crafting.
Knocks on the window a bit.
Just like turns over to look.
You alright there?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I guess it depends on your definition, but
There's a number of definitions for the word fine.
yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of them lately.
I mean, compared to everyone else, I'm grand.
Fair enough. May I come in for a bit?
Sure, yeah. Not doing much. How was the party?
Raucous as ever, and I ended up throwing an impromptu concert, but that's how it goes. The life of a bard, so to speak.
And with Kara's perception, you probably would notice that there is like a small, what looks like oddly fashioned offering altar. Like the food and drinks don't look like they're set up like to be eaten specifically, not like a normal human would.
Carol just looked down at it, look at Nyx, down again.
What?
setting for two?
In a way.
Dare I ask?
I met Odin. That wasn't the plan.
Odin,
Mm-hmm.
the god.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, unless he's lying to me, but
I've had a fair share of gods lying lately.
yeah.
Huh. And was this an expected visit?
From him, no.
Huh. I have a feeling there's more there. I'm not going to press, but that's...
He gave me more questions than answers, so I don't know
Seems
if I
to
have
be
really.
another pattern, actually.
I don't know if I have really anything to go on specifically, other than more people telling me to find my brother. People.
Speaking of which, Kara will just kind of it's really cheeky up close magic. But he produces a goldenrod seemingly from nowhere. Giving someone with your abilities and looking around the greenhouse a flower doesn't necessarily seem like a great effort, but that said, I don't know if you know the language of flowers.
No, not really. That requires using it with other people. I know a lot of medicinal qualities, but that's not about the same thing.
That's fair. I've only recently been studying more on it, but I had a small amount of training in it, putting together flowers and things for... Not important right now. Goldenrod is encouragement and protection, but it is also a word of caution. I'm here to help you with your brother. There are connections that I have, unfortunately, with the group that he has allied himself with. But you have a much higher stake in this than I do. So, I simply ask you to use me as you need.
I appreciate it. I don't want to put you all in danger, but it seems to follow us regardless.
So I was actually about to say, if you realize me walking out of this building, it's putting me in danger. Going to my bed is usually putting me in danger. I tend to fall quite easily. If I stub my toe, I usually pass out for a little while, it seems. So
maybe you'll be safer in the forest. But no, it really seems like our fates have been kind of tied together.
Fate's an interesting word for it, but yes, it would seem so. But regardless, and he hands her the goldenrod. It's not much, but the intent is there.
Thank you. And they'll kind of weave the as soon as I take off my wig, the goldenrod into the many braids that they've got in their hair. Yeah, so it seems like whoever, not Odin, that's unexpected. Whoever I was talking to before, the tiefling woman, said she has it managed for now, so we have time. Before we have to leave, but get affairs in order and all that.
There. Well, I'm just going to sit by the fire for a while if you need me, holler.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be here. Hopefully no more interventions.
Finished with the dishes here? Do you want me to wash them?
Sure. I mean, there's still food and drink too, if you want any more of that.
You know, I'm not exactly on the best terms with all the gods, so I probably won't steal offerings. Just to be on the safe side, we did just discuss me falling very easily, so...
Yeah, that's fair. Sure.
Have this. Thank you. Thanks. And he'll take them and head off and quickly wash them and then find his place by the fire.
Okay.
And he's just strumming away.
Alrighty. Now we are going to pan back to. Also, just so you know, Karina, the training ground there is a training ground at y'all's keep. So are you there, or would you like have gone to the guard barracks training ground?
She would have gone to back to the one at the keep.
Okay, just making sure. So Karina's been outside just training the whole time y'all have been talking, and don't want to leave her be or talk to her. That's up to you. If not, I'm going to go back to.
If Kara would have noticed that, he would have eventually made his way over to Karina after probably washing the dishes instead of going straight to playing the lute.
Okay.
Kara I'm assuming it's fenced in, so he'll just sit up on the fence and watch her.
You would notice that, Karina. He's just watching you train.
She ignores him, and she would probably glance and notice that he's there, and the style of her training, of what she is doing, would shift. So the moment she noticed anyone walking up, and his perception is high enough, he might notice just a subtle, but depending on, that's up to you. It could be inconveyed of just moving from one pacing of something to another or more. So from trading on probably a post with hand-to-hand kind of just movements into more of that were more raw to just actual practice, and then picking up a spear and going through motions of that are much more controlled. And just ignoring him. She is drenched in sweat, and she is down to like just her like slacks and her pants, and probably just not even probably just wrappings. Like she wasn't expecting to be bothered with anyone, so that's it.
So, Cole, I'll leave that up to you. Care trained enough with Nelson, but I don't know how perceptive he would be specifically to fighting.
Give me a history check for this.
Not as good. 17? Nope. 18? 9 plus 9 is 18.
You can tell she's training herself pretty hard. Like, you've never actually seen Karina train. This would be your first time actually like watching. She pushes herself. You can just pushing herself really hard, and it doesn't show on her face at all, but it shows in like the fact that how sweaty she is, and like how she was doing like kind of more wild like training before she saw you, and then she started doing more controlled. So I'll say you would have picked up on that, but that's about it.
You don't have to be in control around me. Kara will just start strumming lightly. If you prefer I talk, I can do that too. I left something on your bed back in the castle that I don't think you saw. But maybe for another time. That said, I won't interrupt your training, but I would like a chat sometime. Just you and I.
She'll stop and turn around.
What are you afraid of?
It's a strange question to ask someone.
Sure. But straightforward questions don't seem to work, so we'll start with the strange ones.
I've already faced and failed my fear, Kiraku. I don't need to be reminded of it.
That's fair. I won't ask you to. In which case, before the picnic, we were interrupted. Why do you doubt yourself?
And you assume I do?
You find yourself... Do you believe you're not worthy of the sword? You said that.
I know that.
Why?
Because I've already been told I'm not.
Why?
The gods.
I'll say to you what I said to Nyx only moments ago. We've heard of a number of gods lying recently. What did they say?
Nothing. It's hard to lie when you're not saying anything.
So you take their silence for... what?
Confirmation that I'm not good enough. That I'm not their chosen.
Could not their silence also mean that they trust you?
Not where I come from.
The temple, yes? What do the gods have to do with that? What do the gods have to do with your worthiness?
Everything.
And yet
so
you can
I've
lift
been
a
taught.
sword.
So can my sister.
Can
So
she?
can my mother. So can you. So can everyone else in this group.
But can they wield it? Strength to lift something and strength to carry something are two different things.
The person who's supposed to wield that sword is someone who is chosen for the duty.
The duty of keeping Fenrir locked?
they're
Defending
lucky.
people? Fighting where others cannot?
You put far too much at someone's feet who is meant to be a sacrifice.
I know a bit about being a sacrifice.
What do you want?
To start, forgiveness. For something I'd never asked forgiveness for. And I never apologized for.
What's that?
For using magic on you that I should not have. For not trusting you in a moment that, while I believe I was still correct in, I should have put my faith in those around me. Sorry, faith might not be the right word in this situation.
All right.
And whether you choose to forgive me for that or not is up to you, but know that I am sorry that I did it. I had no right to. And to carry on from that, I'd like a fresh start. One where we can talk, where you're not suspicious of everything I do, which, to be fair, is easy to do. But I'd like to work on a place that we can start trusting each other. And I'm not saying I don't have work to do there.
Who will you sacrifice first?
Myself.
Not a choice.
The gods.
Luck. Why do you seek their ire?
The gods that I have seen have created more pain in the lives of those that I care about than they have brought joy. They leave duties that they leave the duty of cleaning up problems that they caused to those that believe in them. And while yes, people can draw great strength from them, they can be powerful, they take no responsibility for their own actions. They're as corrupt as any king.
And we're not.
I never said we weren't. But at least we are mortal enough to not have that become permanent.
The gods. They have protected my family for generations, or so I've been taught. Or at least blessed them to do what they needed to. I'm the first one who failed. At least that I know of. And now I'm supposed to just follow.
Follow what?
Wherever. I don't know.
Let's say for a moment that I don't have ire against the gods.
It sort of bleeds off of you.
There are better lies I've told in my life, don't worry, but that said, say for a moment I don't. Let me ask you this. To see them break tradition shows that they can change. Gives me a modicum of hope. You say to follow wherever you're supposed to? Is that not faith? Without the voice of the gods guiding you? Means you can set your own destiny. It means you can save them. It means you could do anything.
I tried that. It didn't work out so well.
Oh?
Well, I mean, I met you all, and that's been different.
A nightmare.
Not the worst.
What
I'm
keeps you here?
not.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
I don't know, if I'm honest. I should have left days ago. I have to take the sword home.
Why?
Find out what they want to do with it and to find my sister.
Finding your sister I can support.
And
But-
I have to figure out what to do with Hell's Render. It's broken. And it is clearly not safe here. And I have a lot of questions that I don't know who else can answer them except for my mother.
Have you tried the gods?
Which one?
Take your pick. I've had luck with one.
Really?
Took to facing a statue, but
And you're still
I got-
standing. That's lucky.
I can talk my way out of a lot of things.
I don't think any of the gods that I would call on want to hear from me. One's never answered. Oh, she did, but I thought when I was younger. And the other has never cared. So,
Perhaps you put your faith in who cares about you elsewhere for a while.
yes, well, we'll see. I'm not angry at you, Kirikou. And I appreciate your apology, but it isn't warranted. You did what you thought was best, and it was irritating at the time, but Kaz sort of taught you a lesson in the river, if I remember correctly.
You tried, yeah. Whether I learn from it, we'll see. But
Well, you're here.
I'm still alive somehow.
I meant more that you were apologizing. I get the feeling just from what I've watched transpire, I'm not the one you probably need to be giving the biggest apologies to, though.
That conversation has happened. Regardless, can we try starting again?
One condition.
Ooh. You know I'm trained in deals. This is going to be difficult. Please, go ahead.
What's going on with 39? I can't defend something I don't know is coming. And I know what I saw, both on your face and hers. You know more than you told us.
I do. And I say again what I said to you at the picnic, and I'm terribly sorry. It is not mine to tell.
And I hope that when the time comes for someone to tell it, we're not all dead in the process.
I hope not either. I believe if you ask 39, she may be a bit more open.
She and Phil
But-
were a bit busy tonight.
She
But you
also
might
asked
want
me
to
to...
figure out what this is. And she holds out the paper before she does something else to cause red clouds to appear, or whatever that was.
Cool, Care's gonna be deciphering now.
Laura's like, whoops.
But Care will not look at it immediately, aside from just a quick glance. Unfortunately, memorize half the page. I'll do my best. That said, understand that the only reason I do not tell you is because I was asked not to.
By who?
39. I was asked to not tell anyone, including her.
So the least able to protect of any of us is the only one who knows what might kill us.
Is the only one who's asked the right questions.
Yeah.
That said,
Didn't get a lot of practice at that.
that's fair.
Generally got told to. Wasn't for me to know.
Well, I
Seems-
generally ignore that advice when it's given to me, so maybe we can learn a bit from each other.
Except for
For
you
example?
just gave me the same answer.
No, I gave you ask the right questions to the right person. Because I kept a promise.
But she doesn't know.
You're right. But there are ways for you to know through her.
Rather not like a repeat of what happened at the picnic, personally.
If she gives permission, I will tell. Fair?
Fair.
Looks like it's going to be another sleepless night for me. Please continue your training. I'll leave some food in the kitchen for you if you like.
I'm fine. Thank you.
You sure?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to sit by the fire for a while. I have some papers to look at now. One paper. Okay. All right. Excuse me.
Okay, before we pan over to Fel and 39, I just want to, because this just popped into my head because I was looking at my notes. There's stables also at your keep, small stables, because y'all's flying mounts are still there. You still have them, just for reference. So, Fel, you still have your unicorn and you still have your flying nightmare.
Yeah.
So,
You gave it to him.
I did. Nix has
I
yet
asked,
to
you
name-
said yes.
Nix has yet to name their eagle
I wasn't there.
because I couldn't name it. That's why I didn't name it, because I was like, nah, I think Nix would. Oh, no. Someone's got to figure out what to do with Snap Crackle Pop.
Oh no, Snap Crackle
Soldier's
Pop.
Griffin is masterless now.
Set him free.
Sweet chicken legs.
I'm surprised he didn't take him with.
I know. I thought he'd take him with.
I might retroactively say he took him with because it just popped in my head. I was like, okay, I forgot. That thing
Darn
can't
it.
really cause though, so.
I've always heard griffin wings are great.
Right, so now after we had that nice conversation, we're gonna pan over to the totally not trauma-filled one about to happen.
That'd be trauma filled. Yeah. 39 after just letting it all out, ugly whale crying. She'll calm down. Wipe the snot and tears from her face.
That will help.
Thank you for not leaving me to face that alone.
Of course not.
I do have one request.
I won't say anything.
Especially not to Caribou.
Especially not to Caribou.
If he knew that they were my family. I don't want
First
him to
love?
be. Maybe. I don't actually know. Most of that conversation was just words that fell out and felt right. Probably my first love. And it seems that though we did not remain together, our relationship must have remained friendly, at least.
I hear it's hard to forget first loves.
Maybe someday I'll know.
I'm sure you will.
It's coming back a little at a time. Along with those emotions you all seem to think I need.
It's not that we think you need them. They're part of life. And you're living now.
I've always been living. We should go back.
$39. Was that your name?
No, it was never my name.
Angle.
That was, but in this life, at least for now, I was given the name Gray. That's not what I was asked when we first met. I was asked, "What are you called?" I was only ever called Gray once.
Why don't you use it?
Because no one asked for my name.
Okay. What is your name?
My name is Gray.
And would you prefer that name one day?
As I told Keriku, what you call me is up to you. I am not bothered by either.
Ethel will kind of help 39 up, dust her off, fix her hair.
I'm going to go to the Temple of Adon. I think it's time that I started gathering some energy. Right.
Before you go, why are you here?
I am here because I had a question for Denalis. But if you mean in a more general, broad term, in the most basic sense I can explain, because every other attempt has been not understood. I'm here to stop the bad guys.
And once you do that,
Are they ever really gone?
and why are you here with us? This group?
As I chose you in that forest, you all think that I went with you. You all just made it very easy for me to take you with me. I'm good at a very select bit of talents. But as I have read in history, and as I have told you, those who succeed are the ones who surround themselves who have what they lack, both in abilities and in their character. And the most important thing was that you were all kind.
Val's just gonna take 39's hand, kind of like place it in hers. 39, gray angle, whatever name you prefer. She'll take her other hand, do the same, kind of hold it between them. I am going to give you your heart back. I'm going to give you a reason to live past the bad guys. And if I can help it, you'll have a happy end. Whether it's your first one or not doesn't really matter.
I think it would be the first.
Well, then good. And she'll lower her hands and kind of like, all right, now that we have got all of that out of the way, we can return. Unless there's something else you'd like to do before we go.
She's going to look at the king and the prince. And she's going to very gently cover them back up so people won't be able to see them. I hope you enjoy that drink. And she'll get up and go. She'll walk Felicity most of the way back, but she will be going to the Temple of Adon to go do her meditation there.
Fel will watch her go.
Hey, Fel, what do you do? Because we're about to have to roleplay some Temple of Adon shenanigans now. Hey, tonight, what we should label this episode "Pushing the God Button." She's like, nope, I'm staying away from that button.
Look,
She doesn't even the button works for her, so she's good.
Yeah, the
This is a
button.
party full of people who are not God-fearing, with one God-fearing person being like, guys,
Stab.
It works for
Show me a button.
I'll press the button. Or you have a button to press, Karaku. You know that. We've talked about
I
it.
have all the buttons to press.
Got a lot of buttons.
Nix has a lot of buttons too. You know?
Don't have
Nix
any.
does not know that they have a lot of buttons.
I am buttonless.
Well, to be fair, Karina has a real big hammer-shaped button she could press, but she's choosing to avoid that button.
There's no reason for her to even think about it. It's not here. There's
Why would
nothing
you
here
choose
for that.
button when it's only ever been bad? Doesn't invoke a lot of confidence.
Look, she pushed the button
I will
years
say that
ago. It didn't work out.
One of my follower mutuals on TikTok who does watch, like when he saw that episode of the reveal, he goes, "Because I'm very concerned because this could either be actual mythology Thor or he could be more similar to Marvel Thor. One, he's really nice. Another one, he's not." And I was like, keep you guessing. And he's like, I don't like that.
We still have yet to find out.
Anyway, you guys won't find out till you meet him. But anyway, if you do. But we're going to... Fel, what do you do after your conversation with 39?
Fel waits till 39's kind of gone. And then as she's walking back to their base or whatever, she lets like the tears roll down her face. All the energy that she kind of collected from absorbing 39's scene. She wasn't going to show 39, but it was, deeply moving and definitely foreboding in its own sense. So she just kind of like, especially with like the first love involved and all that, she just is very overwhelmed. So she just kind of lets the tears kind of fall quietly as she's making her way back. And she bypasses everyone and decides to go into the kitchens of whatever.
We'll say to get to the kitchen of your keep, you would have to walk past the fire in the main area where Karaku is sitting. Unless you want to weasel your way around and go like through the back hallways.
No, I mean, she'll just walk through and go. She's not gonna like stop per se. She's just going to casually walk through and go there.
And character you see Fel casually walk through.
Probably considering his passive insight, he's not gonna stop her at this point. He's just sitting there, strumming kind of mindlessly on his lute, and
Yeah. You would notice she is dirtied up and not in a great state, but she's going to go to the kitchen.
Okay.
What are you doing in the kitchen, Fel?
She's going to, in her lovely state that she's in, trying to dust herself off, she's going to attempt to make herself something to eat. And she's never done that before.
as soon as Gare smells burning, he's going to help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you give me a performance check at disadvantage because you've never done it before.
She's going to try to, oh dear. Okay, hold up. The first one is a 15. At disadvantage, 21, so 15.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Performance. Yeah, she's trying to
She's a
I guess mix herself some eggs or something. It probably does smell a little bit.
There's a little bit of you don't burn anything, but Kara could probably tell that it's not the best eggs he's ever smelled, but they don't smell bad. Like you did a competent job.
Yeah.
For your first time ever.
What a win.
Yeah.
Just never cooking eggs and you don't light everything on fire.
No, yeah, she's just gonna kind of keep she doesn't really know when to stop. So she's just gonna
at that point you go too far and you make too many eggs, and then you have made you make 13 eggs because you go into the second package and make one and then go, wait, probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, she's
You make 13 eggs, which is way too much for you to eat on your own. Well, depends on how depressed you are or how hungry you are.
She's not eating.
Probably after that length of time, Carol will have made in, assuming that she had finished cooking and was going to plan to wash the dishes.
So I say she cooked well. She didn't cook cleanly. It is a mess.
She did not. She has got a bowl of eggshells in front of her as Karaku walks down. She just, hello, Karaku. The streak's still kind of there, but she's
You've done well with the eggs, it looks like.
yeah, this is my first time. I think I did quite decently, but I made too many, and it's a mess.
Well, Karina's just finishing up training in a bit here, I'm sure, and I wouldn't mind a bit. I didn't eat anything at the tavern.
Might make you sick. I can give him to Oxus.
No, I'll be fine.
Yes.
Believe me, I'll be fine.
Okay.
But I'm going to clean up for a bit first.
Oh, never mind. Go. Clean up.
So Karis just starts prestidigitating. He's not bringing up anything, just kind of putting dishes away. And
Exos does smell it and walk downstairs, and he just sits next to Fel and his tail's wagging.
Yeah, she gives him one. Yeah, here you go, buddy.
Eats it in one bite.
There you go. Sorry about that. And she'll just let a little bit of time pass by, and she's like, 39 went to the temple to meditate, but she's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm okay. I made eggs. So clearly I'm fine.
You did well, so I'll take it as you're either all right or looking for just enough of a distraction.
I don't even like eggs. She just starts laughing.
I know you don't.
But I needed a distraction, I guess.
Fair enough. Well, if you'd like, we can work on making tea. And then we can potentially just sit and relax for a while.
What kind of tea?
It's your choice. Do you have a favorite?
To be honest, I always just kind of drank whatever was given to me. I tended to drink things that were more colorful or had like the little flowers in them, but
Hibiscus would work then.
yeah.
Have you
How are
made
you-
tea before?
I've never really had a reason to. This is all very, different for me, but why not? But of course, before we continue, I'd have to extend the same question to you. Are you okay?
Were you in 39 successful?
I'm not exactly sure what she wished to achieve. But the result, I believe, made her more alive.
Then I'm fine. A little tired, but I'm fine.
Care, in regards to your feelings for 39. How willing are you to stay by her?
What my heart says versus what my head tells me are two different things.
What does your heart say? That is what will act first.
That I would burn the world to stay beside her. And this is the first time he doesn't make eye contact with Felicity.
Then you are going to need a lot of help. And I will give you a piece, or another piece of advice. She chose us because we were kind. I believe she has enough monsters in her life, so please do not become one of them.
Karina could hear me say this, she would call me a hypocrite immediately. But it's hard to be something other than what you've been told you are your whole life.
You've been called a monster?
I have.
Your whole life?
Save a few happy years.
Well, I do not believe you are one. I don't believe your mother would either. The person that I read about in your journal wasn't a monster. He was a broken boy with a purpose. And if you are going to pursue this new one, you're going to have to adjust.
It's not ominous at all.
I'm saying this because I care about you both, and I feel like we're going towards a storm. One that not many people are going to come out of. And life is short. So if you're going to love someone, you might as well go all in. And I want your success, and I want her to be happy. I said I would return her heart.
This isn't fair to you.
It's okay.
That's a lie.
There's nothing I can do about it. But I can be a friend, and I can help you both. And no matter what route this takes, it will not be because I didn't try. You have a chance. Someone has to have a chance. And it is easy for me to do. Because...
It's another lie.
No, it's not, actually, Karaku. Because... And she'll, look him dead in the eye. Because I love you. And I love 39. I love you all. It is not hard to do when you love the people that you are serving. Or sacrificing for. It may not be the same type of love. But I know for certain that I would protect you all. I've learned a lot even in these last few days. What I would do for you all. And if this is what I must do, even though it's not fair to me, it's okay, life's not fair, then I'll do it. And if we die, at least we tried. Apparently death isn't always the end.
It's interesting you mentioned that. And using the really cheesy magic once again, he produces a locust flower. Didn't seem right after our first conversation. But this is for you.
She just stares at it. She doesn't quite take it yet. What does that mean?
The locust flower is a symbol for affection beyond the grave. And love. The love that you have of someone you trust, you care for, you would do anything for. But I wish it could be a different flower for you.
She'll take it. Don't wish. And she'll kind of look down at it. Did you always study flowers?
Lightly. It was so I could do arrangements properly for nobles when I first started studying, and I picked up a few here and there.
It's interesting seeing how affections change people. To take something that they once found particularly mundane into something like this. Have you talked to her yet?
It's not been a good time.
It might not be for some time.
As such, I will hold my peace.
I don't know when she'll be back, but perhaps we'll have tea waiting when she does.
Fair enough. We'll need a kettle and water. We'll start it a little easier for you.
Appreciate it. And she'll follow instructions.
I'll spend the next little while just teaching proper tea making. I'll teach her all about the intricacies of specific pour types and different cups for different types of tea. Things that way. Going into his household trainings.
Yeah, she's not quite sure why that's like a thing. Like she gets it, but like at the same time, she's like, "What? Why do you need so many cups?"
Oh, Lord, plate facts.
You don't necessarily need all these cups. It's just dependent on the. You're right. It's not really that important. It was just it. Sorry, training took over, and I wanted. Anyways, sorry.
Pouring. It's fun to pour, though. She
It
won't
is fun
admit
to pour. You're right. You're right.
After that, also incredible conversation. I'm going to, as of right now, Fel and 39, and depending on how the rest of the night goes, not yet, Keriku, but Fel and 39, you each get DM inspiration for your roleplay so far.
Sweet.
And depending on how the rest of the night goes, more people might get it.
Let's go.
Because,
Lego.
oh boy.
It's alright. I'm just reading messages now.
So, before 39, I have one last thing for Nyx.
Yes.
Try
You
as you
thought
might,
you were done?
try as you might, Nyx, you're having so much trouble sleeping. Something about what Odin said is sticking into your head about your baby bro, who is centuries older than you.
I was gonna say he's much old. He's older boy.
But he's, personality-wise, basically your baby bro. But
Just dorky older brother.
something is sticking in your, like something doesn't feel right. And for that, Karina, are you finished with your training and coming back inside?
How long has it been since Keriku left?
Can't hear you.
How long has it been since Keriku left?
We'll say about 45 minutes. It took enough time for Fel to finish cooking and Kara to help her clean.
Join us.
How does
join
she
us.
feel?
How does Karina feel?
Like, body-wise, like...
Tired. You are, because after Kara left, you started unloading on the training dummy and you are pretty physically exhausted.
Okay. Probably actually then right to near the end of them making the tea, she would have come inside and hearing them would have just walked by, not wanting to disturb. And at
No,
least
Karina,
started
wait.
making-
If we see her go past, we're calling out.
And
You
she
can tell she visibly looks extremely tired, though.
Take some sleepy time tea before you go to bed. I made it myself.
This is going to be a question. Cole, how are her knuckles and her hands and
I swear to God.
like
I'm
she's
just
been
gonna
wailing
roll,
on
I'm
this
gonna roll
thing.
a D100 here.
That's what I was surprised when I messaged you. You didn't have me do a roll, and I was like,
I'm gonna
okay.
roll a D100 here.
You're freaking wounds. Get your butt over here.
They're pretty bruised up, and they're not. Nothing's broken, but like they're
yeah.
pretty banged up, and there's
Okay.
some skin tearing on like the bigger knuckles, but
Okay.
and there's some blood coming from the bigger middle finger knuckle and like the ring finger knuckle, but
Just typical wear and tear.
nothing too crazy.
Okay.
You not visible, but you have a few bruises on your shins too from kicking.
Yeah.
But and some your elbows have some. Your elbows actually have more wear and tear than your fists because there's less protection there. So you were hitting them and it scraped up your elbows pretty good.
Okay. And she's back in her shirt at this point. But she I'm really disgusting. So I should probably clean up
I can
before.
literally fix that in moments.
I can't do precipitation.
Ask permission for soliciting.
Wait, is it a permission thing? I'm so sorry, Karina. You're clean.
Kuda, you are now clean. But since she didn't specify beforehand, you still smell like a sweat
Yep.
lodge.
Sorry.
You look clean as a whistle, though.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. And she'll come in and sit down with them, but she. Yeah.
Okay.
Can, like,
well,
Spell cure any wounds? Get any assessment? Nothing? Are they all covered or?
you prestidigitated her, so now they all look perfectly fine.
Dang it.
I mean, yeah, they probably, at least the scrapes on her hands are there, but they just look like,
Scrapes.
yeah, you cleaned up anything that was.
Yeah.
She would
He,
have
like,
wiped
pushes
them
tea
off and
forward.
everything before she came inside and washed off her hands, so they would be, you know.
She'll push forward the tea. I'm so sorry. But we did make tea.
Thanks.
So now we're gonna pan to Nyx and then 39. Because I still have to kind of think about what's gonna happen with 39 a little bit. But
It's gonna be really super simple. You don't have to think about it too hard unless you want something to happen. She's not.
you're gonna have to make a roll. That's all I'm saying. But Nyx,
Okay.
what do you want to do?
I'll like end up sitting up and what specifically feels off?
Just Odin, because last time you spoke to your brother, like, yeah, you knew he was kind of getting in some trouble with the Ember Keepers, but like you didn't know as much as you do now.
Mhm.
And the fact that Odin is saying, "Go find your brother," is just making you feel like something just feels off.
Okay. Is this a go-to to do what we talked about?
Yeah.
Just making sure, because it wasn't exactly the same as.
Remember, the season 1 finale was like, I just put, here's the important things that happen in a
Yeah.
particular order.
Kind of
The only one that is for sure got to happen last is Britta showing up.
Yeah. Let me see. I have too many spells. Hold on, let me pull it up.
I've
So
got
the-
it pulled up too, so.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I used I can't remember names right now. The wizard's crystal ball. So I currently don't have anything unless there's I'll probably go out of mine. Sorry, it's just fine. I'll go out of the greenhouse and go into the like manor into the living room and kind of search around for something that might be useful for scrying. So a mirror, I don't know if they just have crystal balls hanging around, but a silver mirror would probably be
what I was
thing to
planning on
find.
having, it was you go to your room and you kind of look, and there's a little package from Gold Glitter. It says, "For checking in on your lovely friends when they run away from you." And it says, you kind of get the impression he was implying it's meant for checking in on Soldier, but use it however you wish.
Okay. I certainly hope they're not running away. And I'll take it and go back out to the greenhouse. So not staying in my room, but going back outside. And end up setting up kind of close to where I was attempting to sleep and cast Scry.
Okay. Now,
So he needs to
give
make
me
a
that
wisdom
D20
save.
roll, girl.
I don't roll anything.
Well, there is a DC to it.
No, it's a wisdom save.
Yeah, it
Of
was
17.
That's right.
Minus 5.
Minus
'cause
15, basically, because of.
I don't think I have body parts from him.
Oh no, you have items from him, so it's minus 10. Okay. Well, that's a negative 12.
He's not a wise boy, to be fair. That's mine.
Rolled a 2 and minus 10, which would be negative 8. But
Oh
so
boy.
negative 8.
Wise boy. Okay.
You see him. You see your brother performing in a keep for a bunch of people. You see there's some Kolsar, some half-orcs, a few elves. The elves look like they're they're carrying like staves on their back. The half-orcs and some pure-blooded orcs and Kolsar all have heavy weaponry. And he's just playing for them. And you can see that he's playing on stage, and behind him are sitting 3 people. Just like on makeshift thrones. There's 2 males. One is a half-orc. He's a gray half-orc. Tall, tattoos covering his entire body. He's holding what you can recognize as a staff of the woodlands.
Okay.
And then sitting on the other side is a bugbear wielding a pretty big halberd that's on fire. He's just sitting there, and they're both just kind of laughing and cheering at your brother performing. And in the center, you see a tiefling wearing a familiar crest on her chest. And she's a red tiefling with flowing orange hair. You can kind of infer who she is. But your brother finishes his performance and bows and goes, thank you so much. Please remember, I do accept all donations and tips. And a bunch of people give him some money, and he walks back up and says, so, what do you think of that? And the half-orc goes, kind of like picks at his tusk a little and goes, You're getting a little stale. Gotta come up with some new stuff. Well, he goes, wouldn't want a reason to get rid of you, would we? And brother just kind of chuckles at that. And the tiefling looks and she goes, we're not getting rid of him. He's useful to us. We need you for a very, very important job. Yes, right. You haven't told me what that job. You haven't told me what that job is, and I'm a little concerned. Don't worry too much about it. Just know that it's very important. You'll get to meet the Lord of Embers soon. You keep telling me about him, and he sounds like a great guy. I would very much love to be his personal, sing in his court, you know? You will. The bugbear doesn't say anything. Just, You don't talk much, do you, Cinder? It's hard to talk without a tongue. Anyway. You're dismissed for the evening. Do whatever it is you do. Right? You see him walk away, and he walks into this little house they have for him. And as he walks outside, there are wildfires burning everything around. They're in a magic circle containing them, that it does not touch them, but there are fires just burning outside of it. He kind of looks around, walks in this little house they've given him, and he just kind of sits down. I got myself into a mess, and such a mess. Oh dear, I should have. Oh, I've got to try to sneak away. I've got to try to get away. What would Nix do? Nix wouldn't be in this situation. He pulls up a bag from under his bed. He looks around, make sure no one's paying attention, and he pulls out a ring. Ring you don't recognize at all. I don't know what you want from me, Lord of Embers, but... And his demeanor changes a minute. Maybe I should see this through. You can't be any worse than the current gods. And that's where your scry ends.
Okay. Did I recognize the tavern at all?
No. It
Okay.
looks like it was a warehouse into a makeshift tavern.
Okay. In that quick view outside, I mean, it was all fire, it sounds like, but did any of the, like, surrounding, was there, like, mountains that I could see, anything like that?
Forests.
So probably a little bit more south.
For now.
Yeah.
Actually, roll me a history check, and I'll see if you recognize.
Okay.
Time to get the map.
No, you do not need to get the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
How bad did you roll?
That one.
Oh, no.
You do not need to pull the map. Weesh.
Most you can tell is
What continent am I on?
they're north
There's
of Valvara.
fire.
That's as much as you know. They're north of Valvara.
Oh my god.
But clearly, you can infer that your brother has gotten himself way in over his head. And he's having trouble getting out.
Alright, I might need to pick up the pace. One moment. No. Well, just, I don't know. Consider, like, look over at the manor, like, considering telling everyone, and just kind of, it's probably pretty late at night at this point, so
Yeah, it's pretty late.
they're probably asleep in bed.
Tea.
Literal
Sounds
and
like everyone
They
have some
party.
tea.
It's very late if you guys are having tea still. It's not. You definitely
Probably.
need to go to bed. And consider it and be like, no, they're probably asleep. It's not like there's anything we can do tonight. Roris, what have you gotten yourself into? No, probably pace a little bit. Hard to kind of.
Shirts. I want
Yeah.
all of them.
What?
I want all of these shirts that are entering our chat.
For context, we're like making shirts
She's
in the
eating
Discord.
pizza as
I'm
they're
building-
eating.
Making them as we go.
I'm building shirts as they're being made. It's in game. It's fine.
Listen, I just need these as actual
Kara's
shirts.
just aggressively sewing.
I'm a large, just so you know.
But
Whatever.
No,
I don't even have money to afford ramen right now. After paying for that car.
they'll probably pace a bit, trying to decide if there's really anything they can do tonight. Eventually, let's see, probably summon Noctis, my little,
Comfort.
not even familiar, my little healing owl, and just keep them there as like a little like in between a familiar and a nightlight, before they finally try to fall asleep again
Let's say you succeed this time.
somehow.
And since Lore's not back yet, what we'll do is you guys pass them, you drink your tea, one by one, you go off to bed. What do you guys do as you go off to bed? We'll start, Karina. Do you just go straight to bed, or?
She's gonna actually get cleaned up because she smells.
You all do have your own private bathrooms. So.
Yeah, so she'll take care of that first, and then she does have the thing for Fel that she needs to give to her.
Of
So
course, they were each personalized to you by Gold Glitter, so it's by his interpretations of you as people. So there
Oh,
are
Lord.
statues of Freya all over the place in your bathroom.
Oh, ew.
Ugh.
she walks in and sees that, and is just like,
Well, there's one statue of Freya like right by where the shower, next to the shower on the other side.
why does everyone think that they want to? All right, yeah, and then
Gold
get
Glitter
cleaned up.
doesn't know a lot about the gods.
No, clearly not. That's just awkward. And then at some point, we'll go to Fell's room to take that to her. So
Okay, we're gonna have a conversation. Before we do that conversation, now that Laura's back, we can do the 39 thing, which happens
I'll
before
be
you
right
walk
back
up.
because that's perfect.
So 39. You are muted, first off. You're muted.
Muted.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you make your way to the temples.
Huh?
There is obviously a cleric's at this temple. He just late at night, and she just goes, "Welcome, child. Late hour this for your worship."
Yes. Is the whole temple dedicated to Adon, or is it just a section?
This is the temple of Adon this specifically, and it is the size of all the other temples combined. There's a massive statue of not Adon, but of his symbol, which is the glowing white orb with the black wings.
Mm-hmm. If you could just direct me to where those who wish to meditate can kneel, sit, whatever.
Simply pick a spot, my dear. You are the only one here for now, so there are many idols.
Thank you.
There are smaller statues to each of the gods in this temple, because at least each one of the ones that are related to him directly, such as Venora and his children. You don't see the Norse gods, and you don't see the ones that are not directly related to him, such as Moraval and Caius. So,
yeah, she's gonna go up to the really big one and just plop down on her knees right in front of it. She's gonna close her eyes, and she's not necessarily praying so much as she recognizes this is very likely the god who is giving her this divine energy. She's starting to recognize these things, and this is the power she needs to do the stupid thing she's going to do. So she is gonna start braiding a small... Well, first she takes out the big braid. She's just being very slow and methodical about all the things she's doing, her movements, and she's gonna start small braid. Just at the back of her hair, and as she does, she just close her eyes, and in sort of a meditative prayer-like state, but not actually communicating any words, just this desire, and she's assuming that Adon is getting the gist of what she's trying to do because he's a god and he seems to be familiar with her. So she's just going to start doing the small braid, and she's trying to absorb as much divine-based magic as she can in preparation for what she's, after that conversation, probably going to go do as soon as she's finished.
Give me a religion check for a minute.
Okie dokie, artichoke. Oh my god. What's my religion? Okay. Ha, that was pretty good. That's a 19 on the dice plus 3. So 22.
You sit there and you're not really playing much. You're just like kind of like sensing a presence, and all you hear is a voice that sounds both masculine and feminine saying, "You are not ready."
I don't care. And she's just gonna keep going.
Find yourself.
I want her.
Look. Find the elf. And put out the embers.
Gonna keep going.
You don't get anything else.
She's stubborn. And yeah, she's a lot of things. Reckless is definitely the realm we're running into right now. So she's just gonna do that, and after she finishes her braid, she's gonna leave the temple, and she's going to go find probably a place in the nearby woods so she can get her feet in the dirt. She'll strip down to just her undershirt, like this billowy loose shirt, and her shorts, take off her shoes, put her hair up in a ponytail, and She's gonna be stupid.
What are you gonna do?
Going to cast. Okay, so first she's gonna cast Mage Hand, and the amethyst dragon scale that she's had in a pouch, kind of tied to her belt. She uses her Mage Hand to kind of scoop it out, so it's there. She's not touching it. She's not touching it.
So what? You put it down?
No, she has it hovering next to her. She's trying, she knows that she wants an amethyst dragon. She is familiar with the spirit she's trying to connect with. The amethyst is the scale is she's trying to use it as like a conduit. And so with that kind of floating in front of her, she's going to stomp on the ground, throw out her arms, and this magic circle beneath her shows up as if you're looking down at the top of a dragon. And there is this combination of amethyst and her green as she is trying to pump all of her divine magic into this and then make up for the fact she knows she doesn't have enough with her arcana.
I'm gonna need 3 checks from you.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana,
Huh.
a D100, and then depending on those, we'll roll those first. Arcana first.
That wasn't super great, but she has 17 arcana.
Okay, that's gonna lower the DC on this. Roll me a D100 and a D10 along with it so we can get an exact number.
Okay. 87. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's probably
Roll
bad.
me a wisdom save.
Yeah. And I think...
Actually, you know what? A charisma save.
Okay. I think at this point her nose is probably bleeding and blood's coming out of her eyes. Ooh, that was already good, bro. Charisma save. 18, 21.
The gem pulses out, and from it, it grows and grows, and then it bursts. And sitting in front of you, not a dragonelle, an adult amethyst dragon.
A whole adult. Okay. I feel
The dragon leans down, and with a very feminine voice, you.
every muscle in her body is tense, like she's lifted a ton of weights.
Like the dragon is literally like, say, this is the Actually, this is Angle.
Uh-huh.
This is the dragon right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean adult. Ancient.
Ancient. Oh.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Just blood dripping out of her nose and out of her eyes, and her whole body trembling from the physical, just all of this magic that she's forced. She's
so many buttons today, Laura.
I know. She stands her ground. Ephemia.
Only one is allowed to speak that name, and you are not her. Who are you, blasphemer? Answer or be obliterated.
Ephemia, it's me, Angle.
She opens her mouth for a second, and you see force starting, but then, as you say that, she closes and she.
We will see, won't we?
She picks up a claw and touches your forehead and enters your mind space.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I will say what happens there privately.
Cool. I'm ready.
But I'm going to need you to, because this is going to be a big die roll that's going to determine the entire future of 39.
Okay.
I need you to roll me 3 different D100 rolls.
3 D100s. Okie dokie.
One at a time.
So what's 80 and a 10? Is that a 90?
90.
Okay. 51 and 34. Don't know what that means.
From the outside, your physical appearance starts to change a bit. Your hair, which was once white, is now pale green. Your skin returns from its pale alabaster white is now a fleshy plump pink. Your eyes stay 39's color because that was the first roll. And Kirikou, you can feel, you've been in her mind. You feel 7 distinct sounds of shattering. So that was the last D100.
Oh, no.
And some ash pours out of 39's body and goes into the ground and nothing else happens. Ipo pulls her claw away and...
Why did you leave me? It's been 2,800 years.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, not 20. Yeah. No, return that. It's been 280 years. You left me alone.
Tears start pouring down her cheeks. I left a lot of people alone.
She chips off one of her horns and it lands in front of your feet.
You're not quite the Angle I once knew. She was mighty, fierce. I'll be watching. If you can prove that you are truly yourself again, and I will come to you. Until then, whoever you are, Gray, if Angle disappears, I will kill you.
I won't stop you.
The Midgard is so smelly.
She cocoons herself in her wings and teleports herself back into the Fey realm, where gem dragons are from.
She's just gonna crumple.
And those changes to your physical appearance are permanent.
Okay, yeah, she needs to make a phone call.
As well as your body has changed a little bit. You're a little bit more, your musculature from your prior life has returned. And I will give it up to you how many levels of fighter you lose and how many of paladin you gain, but you lose at least 3 levels of fighter and gain 3 levels of paladin.
Okay.
If you want to go full pally, that's up to you. But if you want to maintain some fighter, that is also up to you.
Okay, I'll think about it.
I shall say you have to maintain a couple levels of fighter because you're not fully changed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're way closer than you've ever been because that last roll was bad.
Yeah. She's going to touch her face to check that what Rudolph Chef did is still there.
It is.
I think at this point then, was Respilla's tower gone?
Respilla's tower is gone.
It's gone?
She GTFO'd after talking to Karaku.
Okay, because she was supposed to maybe potentially fix that stone that 39 got from Alurica.
Lorica, yeah.
Yeah. Did she ever get that back? Or how? I know timey-wimey is kind of funky here.
You've had that.
Yeah, but she had brought it to Alurica, or not Alurica, to Rispilla and her buddy to potentially make into a regular one so she could just use it versus...
Yeah, you did get that back. It wasn't... Rispilla didn't tell you fully what it would do if you used it, but it was better, in her own words.
Okay. She's
Better.
she's gonna take it out of her pocket, just letting the nighttime air settle on her skin. And I think
it still has the K on it.
Oh, if she sees the K, she's not going to risk
the K,
it.
it's no longer green.
Oh.
Purple.
She's already tempted fate too many times at this point, so she's going to go find Galadin.
So that's back at the bar.
Crap.
Well, at this point in night, they'd be closed down, but he's still there, but it's closed at this point.
She is going to use her stealthing abilities to try and not get attention.
Give me a stealth check.
Okay.
And you're not wearing your armor, thankfully, so no disadvantage.
Nope. Also, did she get any beat on what might have gotten out?
Nope, you don't know anything got out yet. You haven't looked.
Awesome. What's a 13 plus a 14?
27.
That's what I rolled on my stealth.
Jeez. Yeah, you make it in there, no problem. It's just Linus. And you see Gold Glitter actually walk in the front door after you sneak in. Oh, well, and he holds up a scroll. Linus, my dear boy, deliver this to Kerku, if you will. These 2 items. Yes, sir. And then go to bed, boy. You need sleep. What sleep? The thing I keep telling you to get. He just walks out the front door. And actually, damn. You can come out now. Oh, the nat 20.
She's gonna step out. I need a little help.
Who are you? 39? I can only tell because of your eyes, dear.
Yes.
I mean, the green's a good look, dear, but you look less pale, which for some reason is making me worry about you.
I am technically not alive. Galadin, I need you to contact Radalshath. This is a problem.
Stay here, dear. Stay right here. I'll be back. So, and he actually touches 2 pieces of wall, and 2 automatons come out. Protect the bar. Keep the girl safe.
She's trembling, and she looks completely dejected. Like she's just like asked somebody out and got rejected.
So we're gonna pass on that for a minute because whoo-wee, Kirku's turn. Well, actually, no. Karina and Fel are gonna have their conversation first because what I have planned for Kirku's a lot too. So, Karina, you were gonna go talk to Fel, you said, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what you said you wanted to do before I panned over to Nick.
Yeah, but then
Before crap
all
went
happened.
down. We don't know what went down, but
Yeah, that was
Be cute,
for
you
reference.
guys.
I did not know she was gonna do that.
I told
We
you
never
I was
do.
gonna. I told you I was gonna
You
try.
told me you were gonna do that like I thought you meant later. I didn't know you meant
Look,
tonight.
buttons were pushed, emotions were high. She needed to see her at
I
the
also didn't
very
know about the
least.
speak with dead thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that.
You did not tell me that.
Nah.
That's Laura's standard is, I didn't know it was going to get that far.
I think at this point,
I love how
knows
she
it's
was like,
get that
it's gonna
far,
be
and
as
she's just
simple as
pushing
you
all
make
the buttons she can to see what I do with it.
It's going to be simple.
There's the cliff. Let me go diving off it.
He's literally that person on the elevator who's going just to see what happens. She's just like, what if
Like
I
I
press
said,
all
I
these
warned
buttons?
you guys. She's reckless.
I'm gonna go talk to my dead first
Felt what
love.
Fell
I'm gonna
did
try to
with
talk to my
Loki
God. I'm gonna try to
looks
find my
so
dragon.
pale in
Right?
comparison. Y'all were getting on the Fell.
Y'all were getting on to Felicity, and now 39's over here like button, 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 and I'm like,
She's that elf gift
that was
from
not
Elf.
supposed to happen yet.
Buddy the elf.
Versus
You're
Nyx is
accelerating
like
plot points.
the opposite is Nyx, who Cole is like handing lore after lore, and I'm like, I don't know what. Nyx probably would just internalize this and then tell
I
people
feel
at a
you.
later time.
I feel you.
Like, we're not going to
Original
follow.
Ray.
We're going to follow this when we're.
Nix and
It's
Karina
right.
are like, we don't want to push the buttons. Meanwhile, Fell in 39.
We got a
characters were
lot
like,
of buttons already pushed, sir.
No,
Look,
We don't
listen,
need
I'm only
another
pushing
button.
the buttons I want to push. I'm leaving all the other buttons alone.
We don't need to push any buttons. We've got 20,000 already pushed.
Listen,
not
I
comparable.
Did not the only person whose button pressing I have facilitated in this campaign or in this season so far is Karaku.
Go be cute, you
All right.
guys. I'm waiting for the
Time to be
conversation.
cute.
It wasn't
Now
the
I
same
have the
day. I
cuteness
don't
before
know that
more
that's
intense
what this
stuff
is. That's a lot
happens.
of pressure. All right.
Hello. Oh,
Like we have to follow that up with comic relief.
yeah, right.
what I'm here for.
I don't even know if that's what I'm here for.
That's fine. We can be. Just go.
That
Just
was
be
not what
adorable.
I was
Be your
going.
adorable
I should have
selves.
just gone
It can
with
be
plan
intense.
B that this was gonna. Okay.
We
Yeah.
don't know what's happened. We don't know what's happened.
That's not even the point. Sure. Karina gets, after she gets cleaned up and everything, actually takes a bath. There's a very good chance that Felicity is asleep at this point, actually. She is going to go and knock on Felicity's door, and she has a rather large, just wrapped circular package that she's holding. Not like nicely wrapped, not like it's just wrapped up because it was wrapped up when she picked it up. Yeah.
Okay, quick question. What does Felicity's room look like?
I don't even know what her house looks like at this point, besides the bathroom.
This mother
say
trucker?
For Fell's room, Ada basically told Galadin no a lot. So there is a little altar to Venora in your room, and there's a lot of your old paintings from childhood that you gave Ada and didn't remember that you gave her and Rena, and they put them on the
I've
wall.
got gaps of memory. Okay.
There, and your bathroom is just a very pink bathroom with
It would be.
or a very black bathroom, but
At least
with
you don't have a
pink-
goddess staring at you while you're trying to take a bath.
or with a pink bathtub.
Oh God.
I know your reference, sir.
But
Okay.
your bedroom is just nice. It's very girly because that's what Ada thinks of you is girly.
It's fair. It's fair. You know
We
what? I'll
can
take it.
redecorate if you want. It's fine.
As long as
Yeah,
it
you
wasn't
guys can always-
as much gold glitter, just out of spite. She'll open the door. She is wide awake.
Karina's gonna look past her and see how girly that room is. Whoa.
Honestly, it's actually a step up from my bedroom back
I
home.
am so sorry. Wow. All right. How did you not want to vomit?
I didn't know any better.
Okay. This is for you. I can't loan mine out again and risk happening again what happened. So this is so that you have your own. And if you need help learning to actually use it, I can kind of show you, but mainly you just hold it up and don't let people hit you and try to get them to hit it. And she kind of like awkwardly starts to hand it over and then realizes it's kind of awkward through the doorway. So it's not super big, but it's like, you know.
can come in. She'll like step aside.
And she'll set it down on the bed and then just kind of step away. And it's not anything amazing. It just is.
What is it? She'll like open it.
It is a shield. It is very finely made. Steel, but it has been inlaid with lifted hands with a circle around it as the symbol of Venora. But in the center of those hands is a sun. That's very like a half version of what Fell's sun symbol that Karina has seen her have on her person. And that and the rim of the shield are all, they're not actually gold, but they're like kind of basically an enameled paint to give the effect. Because gold would not be a good shield. And same thing with the hands and the sun and the ring. And if Fell turns it over, there are runes engraved on the inside rim. And oh yeah, she would be able to read them.
Yeah,
she
she can.
Give me a second. I gotta get to that because I didn't have that part pulled up because I forgot you can read things like that.
People think she can do a lot of things.
On the other, look, you took a thing that lets you read everything. And on the inside, it's just engraved on the rim. It just says, basically it roughly translates because runes, not really sentence structure. Protection for one whose love shields the beloved is kind of what it comes off to say. And that's it. It is a +1 shield, just so you're aware. So you can add that. But yeah, that's just it. And
oh my goodness.
Karina just kind of stands near the door slightly as you look at it and then
Belle like definitely is like looking at it. She can understand the runes, but she doesn't quite say that out loud. She just kind of like takes it in and then looks at Karina, and she's got like these big old puppy eyes, like shiny, like I want to hug you, and you can tell like when a puppy dog is wagging its tail really, really, but like sitting in place. Because she doesn't want to like encroach on the permission again. But she just like,
I loaned you mine during the fight with Utheros, and I did it because I thought, well, I couldn't really use the sword without doing that. And also, what I know of clerics is that you have to stay alive so that you can keep others alive. And the best way to do that is to avoid taking the hits to yourself. But then you went and didn't seem to mind doing that by provoking him. So I'd really rather you not do that too much. If you don't mind.
It was a special case, I think. Honestly, I don't know. No, never mind. I take that back. Thank you, though. I've never been gifted something like this, and it's beautiful. And the fact that you thought of me is just, you know, she's like smiling. It's probably the first time she smiled that day. She like kind of hugs it and then like will lay it on the bed and like kind of like, it's amazing. I will definitely need your help learning how to use it.
You hold it in front of you?
We also said I could hit people with it.
I don't recommend that unless you're rather strong and they're rather weaker than you.
You never know.
But yeah, you could.
Well, regardless, thank you.
I'm sorry. I should have done things differently.
What do you mean?
In the fight with Utherus, I should have been better. But I will be, and I am better.
Well, to be perfectly honest, Karina, in that fight, you probably could have been the best, and I still probably would have done what I did. It was a part of me that needed to come out. But I don't foresee it happening again. And honestly, you do help me quite a bit in battle. The last few times I just noticed that we tend to group together and have each other's backs and kind of work side by side, and it's kind of nice.
I'm used to fighting that way. Well, not always, but sort of that way. Usually I wasn't the one with the shield, but now I do. So.
But why do you think you need to be better?
Because it's not about, at least it shouldn't be, for me, about attacking someone. I mean, I do, and I can, but it's more about stopping them from attacking everyone else, if possible. The other way just doesn't work out very well.
So you're a defensive fighter?
Now I am. At least I'm trying to be.
You say now. Felt like
wasn't before.
Felt like scoots over real quick and like on the bed. I'm like pats beside her.
How pink is this room? I'm just kidding.
It's not I mean, I don't know. It's gold glitters decorating.
I'm sure.
It's barely pink, but there is some shades of black like thrown throughout because Ada knows like
classic.
Right?
That's nice. Yeah, Karina just sits down. I just was different before. That's all. And I'm trying to be better.
I guess I can understand that. I was really different before too. Probably not in the same way that you are or were.
I hope not.
To be honest, I don't know myself. But I'm sorry. Why? Well, I guess I'm kind of confused. You seem, and this could be a really poor time to bring this up, but you seem to be running from all that. Either yourself or something. I don't know. I get the vibe that you aren't saying the full thing. Because you don't want to bother people. I only know because I do the same.
The full thing of what? But
I guess the reason you're here?
I'm here because I needed some money to get home. Or at least trying, I think, to get home.
About to say, you probably could have gone by now.
It's funny, Kirikou asked me the same question. And I thought I would have been gone, but I don't know what will happen when I go home. And it's easier to not know than to go and find out that you were right.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Whatever that is.
What?
Don't want to go home scared, running from... Not scared, sorry, that's me assuming. Running from something that you don't want to go back to.
How much do you know of the temple to the northern gods?
How much do I know? Cole.
You are told about it, but considering that it exists in a completely different nation than you were raised, you just know that mostly humans worshipped there, because mostly humans worshipped those gods. Sometimes Kolsar, sometimes half-elves, depending on if their parent was human or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that, and you know the names of like one or two of them. And you learned the name of Thor because Cullen and Karina talked about it. You're like, oh, that's his name. But you know who Odin and Freya are, but that's about it. Because Freya would have piqued your interest as a child because she's also kind of a goddess of love. So it would have been like, oh, cool.
Another one.
I think Karina's talked about Freya.
Yeah, Karina's also...
I think Colin has talked about Thor. Karina really hasn't.
But yeah, Thor talked about... Cullen talked about Thor, but like when... I'm saying when Fel was younger, she probably would have heard about Freya. Because somewhat similar to Venora, just different races worship them. But yeah, so that's all I know. You know who Freya is, you know who Odin is, and you recently learned about Thor.
Yes. I know a little bit. Not exactly my pantheon, but I know a little bit.
I was raised there. That was my home. And I was raised with a grandmother who was a hero. And a mother who everyone respects and is a leader, I guess. She is. And Kendra and I were... That place was our playground. We did everything we wanted, and everyone generally followed us. Not really. But everything I ever thought I wanted was going to be there. Well, sort of. Kendra and I always planned to travel together once we had taken our oath. But then Kendra's oath was accepted and mine was not. And I realized that the person I was not who the gods wanted. So at first I thought I could ignore it and be who I wanted to be. And then I saw the looks on everyone's faces. And I could handle a lot except for the pity. So I left. After some rather terrible mistakes. And I traveled. And I decided I would be as different from who I was before. And the easiest way to change was to change who I was when I was in battle. Well, never really was in real battle until I met all of you, to be honest.
Same.
Fighting pits, training grounds, a few bandits on the road with the traveling merchant group that I spent some time with. So, in the Uthros fight, when I didn't have the shield, I fell back onto before.
Well,
I know it sounds silly now that I'm saying it out loud, and it's a bit more complicated than that, but...
Not at all. Not at all. I can relate to some of it. I mean, I don't think it's silly, and I also know that you can try to outrun your true self all you want. It's not going to do any good.
I really hope you're wrong.
Not to sound so blunt, that sounded so ominous. All I know is that, I mean, I'm a believer of true forms. Which, that is to say, you can try to mask all you want. You can try to change your patterns, but eventually, what's at the core of your being is going to be what beats it all through time. So you can pretend you're one thing. You could like a totally different thing, but at the end of the day, that is what will beat time. But I mean, that's what I believe is. But also, and this is just me being, I guess, ignorant of how you were in the past, but what's wrong with being an attacker versus a defender? Why would you stifle yourself when you can do good both ways?
I didn't, though. I lost control. Then I hurt someone.
So
I used to actually be rather stupid, to be honest, and silly. And much more, I don't know, relaxed in times. That's not the right word. Like you, the first night we were all in the tavern and you got very drunk and we're dancing on a table.
I have no recollection of that.
I do. And it was a lot of fun. And the old me
Data not found.
would have been very much right up there with you. Maybe not quite as drunk. Kendra tended to be the one who got a little bit more than I did. But that's not true. We traded off a lot. One of us always stayed sober enough to sneak back in, hopefully without Mother noticing. That was not... She always noticed. I don't think we ever sneaked past her, actually. I think she just pretended.
I can also relate. Like the brooch still on her.
The point is, I made a choice. And I know it's not easy, but we all have to take our punishment, I suppose. If that makes any sense.
I wish it didn't. But I can sort of relate in that feeling. The Uthros fight was of the same sort of sense. So,
Yeah, well,
but
you and 39 share that in common.
I guess I just don't see why we do it to ourselves. I mean, I know it makes sense in the moment, but I really don't understand why we feel the need to punish ourselves in that way.
I meant the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, well, that too.
You should go into a fighting ring. It burns
Will
it
you
out
take
pretty
me?
quickly.
Will you take me to one?
A fighting ring.
Why not?
Oh,
If you say it will get it out, I'd much rather get it out there than in battle.
that's true. Oh, that's not what I meant.
Or you could help me. We could spar together, like we hinted at the other day.
Yeah.
He's gonna get her butt kicked.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I can think about it. The fighting pit, I don't even know if there is one here, for one. And two, there people fight for money and often get very injured, especially if people don't know what they're doing.
Well, as long as I don't die, I could heal myself. Pain doesn't scare me, as it probably should.
It probably should. But again, you and several of our group share that commonality and an adrenaline junkie style of living. So,
I can't speak for the others, but it probably has something to do with the suppression for most of your life. So.
And ironically, I wasn't suppressed at all. But now I have to gain control.
Well, I won't insert my commentary any more than I already have, and I gave a whole lecture to, I think it was Kariku, about letting the people you love make their own choices. So,
and
obviously,
how did that go over?
It's probably as good as it could have. I don't know, I've kind of put it behind me already.
Oh, well, I got one from him earlier tonight, so I think that you probably exchanged it for mine.
If anything. You were saying?
I just hope that the shield works out. And reminds you that you sort of need to stay alive to keep the rest of us standing.
That is fair. That is very fair.
And there's also the reality that I don't think anyone in this group would really like seeing you fall. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of them would be very angry.
I certainly wouldn't want that. But it is not something that I am necessarily accustomed to.
People caring about you?
No, I think I've been cared about, actually quite suffocatingly, so I think it's because I didn't expect it. And still don't, really. I always serve some sort of purpose. So, it's different.
Well, coming from one who thought she didn't serve any purpose, I can be very envious of that.
Yeah, we seem to relate a lot to each other in different ways. Which is nice. It's, if not a bit sad at times.
Yeah. You are a lot like her.
Your sister? Well, hopefully that's a good thing.
She's a bit more confident than you. But then again, I used to be too, so I don't... And she had to keep up with me. So, give it time, and if you ever meet her, maybe I will teach to use the shield. The first time she got hers, she bashed me over the head with it.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, I carry hers now, so I think I won.
Or maybe I do. I think it'll be a good experiment either way, and we could use all the help that we could get.
Maybe. Especially with this group. I have no idea what's going on, and...
Yeah, and I actually probably should check in with 39. She's not come back yet. I've been waiting for her to come back for a room. But she hasn't.
Karina's gonna look at her imaginary watch. What time of day is it? It's like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. now.
Yeah.
Nix, no one's probably awake. I'm just gonna go try to lay down by myself.
So,
Everyone else.
are you gonna go search for 39?
If she's going, then Karina's going with her, and we're both gonna be taking points of exhaustion pretty soon.
No, she was just gonna cast sending.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
And
before
check in on her.
The day.
that.
Yeah.
We'll save that because I have a big thing to do with Carecoup before we end tonight.
Can I finish with
Sure.
all I was gonna have after just a few, just them going back and forth, can I stay here tonight? I promised I bathed.
You don't mind, the pink? Or how I snuggled you last time. We'll have to make like a pillow barrier or something.
I don't mind. I am actually used to it. I don't sleep well alone.
That's fair. I mean, sure. Why not? I've always liked the idea of slumber parties.
All right. And yeah, let's just do the whole like curl up on one side and I'm not really sure what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, Fel's like, get everything ready. As had like how she's imagined slumber parties going in her head, growing up, where the sisters like fluffing pillows and like, yeah, like making it all cozy.
After a moment, Karina reaches for a pillow and just smacks Belle in the back. Just lay.
I've read about this too.
Yeah,
Sibling bonding.
It's
Love
fine.
it.
And that's
Smacks her back.
Alrighty. Well, Keriku, we're going to rewind time a bit for Keriku. So after you go, this is about when 39 is going to do her thing with the dragon, and Karina is heading to Fel's room. Keriku, you are reading which of the two books right now?
Keriku gets to his room, sits for a while, looks at his bed, sighs, lights a fire real fast, and then sits down right next to the fire and puts both books down in front of him, and grabs the red one.
All right. So you find that this one has only 3 sections, as opposed to the green one, which had many more. The first section is about the first Red Dragon Lord, whose name has been lost to time. She was dethroned by her child, Grigori, the second Red Dragon Lord. And in turn, he was dethroned by his son, the third, which is 70% of the book. You read the name Arcos, the Corrupted, also known as the Ember Lord. There are many things in this book, including telling how he was directly responsible for the last rise of Tiamat, how he raised the other 4 Dragon Lords, and they're all named by name in this. Phala of the White Frost, Kilokzul of the Green Forest, Keleros of the Black Marshes, and Crotum of the Blue Skies. The book goes on to say that most of them have died since then. Crotum was killed 240 years ago or so by the Silver Fists, as was Keleros. Nothing on Kilokzul or Phala, though. But the majority of this book is focused on Arcos and his deeds, directly killing many, many, many monarchs, including... There's a part that is... It reads down, and it says, including killing the wife and the wife of... And then the ink just stops. I want you to give me an Arcana check.
These dice are on fire tonight. Why aren't we fighting? Well, plus 3, 19.
We'll say you use some of your usual tools, and you find it is ink that is set to fade unless certain people are reading it.
Mm.
You find a way around it, though. And it reads, including the family of Kilokzul. His wife, Angel Bonriona, murdered by Arcos. And his young daughter, mind broken, the whereabouts of his eldest son, Rudolchef, are unknown. Goes on to talk about how many lands he's conquered, including resulting in the holy war on a continent called Delcara that he manipulated. And because you don't finish, but towards the end of the part you're getting on, it says, all we can tell about Arcos is his power now rivals that of even Tiamat. And that's when you feel a sharp pain in your head. As 7 chains, you feel the shattering. And I'm going to guess, do you look outside?
Mm-hmm.
You see the dragon. You see the ancient amethyst dragon, and you also see it curl its wings up and disappear.
Oh, what does Care do here? Immediately douses the flames, and grabs up the books, and is probably sprinting out of the keep, not being quiet about it, but also not looking. Will only just look and see if he can spot people running through, not searching, making direct beeline for the door.
You get to the door, and you all, with your passive perception, Karina, you absolutely hear him sprinting through the house.
Hell.
Are we going?
I don't know.
that?
You see that, Nix. You're like, what?
If not, I'm yelling for you in a minute.
I
Just
was
give it
going
5
to say, Nix,
seconds.
you are woken up by the dragon.
That tracks also, yes.
Because you're
Fair.
technically outside, so you have a direct...
Yeah.
And it's amethyst, so light is reflecting off of it.
Yeah, let's go.
Karina grabs Fel's new shield and shoves it in her arms and
Um,
grabs her.
I'm
You guys
gonna.
don't catch up with 39 directly.
I was gonna say I turn into an owl and take off that way.
You run, and you're running straight into Keriku. You run straight into Gold Glitter, who is sprinting the opposite direction. He stops. There you are.
Yes.
Where's
Explain. Felicity? I do not know what. There.
What is it?
Call chef. Now.
On it. Emergency? Or
My bar. Now.
she'll
Kara's
send a
already
message
moved
to
past.
Chef. Emergency. Hello. 39. Get here to go
hold
with us.
out.
He
If,
responds to
if I
you,
see
I
Nyx
know.
flying around, Karina holds out her arms
Meet
so
us
that
there.
Nyx can land.
A
And
light. Yeah.
Before the party gets to you,
She's
39, you see Rudolchef appear in the tavern. 69. Good day. You all are sprinting that way. Do you come out? The chef?
I'm gonna find like a tablecloth or something to wrap my person in.
Oh,
Galadin's
that won't work on
clothes.
him. He walks up and pulls it off and just, Mother? And that's where we're ending the session.
Oh no!
I knew it.
Oop.
I knew it.
I figured if we're going to reveal all of 39 secrets, I might as well throw that one in there.
Do they hear that?
Let's light this
do they
candle.
arrive into the tavern as soon as he says it, or are they not there yet?
You guys get there right after that, and he's visibly like, I'll say this as we end. You guys open the door, and he's got his hands on her shoulders, and he is just staring at her, and like his arms are shaking. But you guys don't hear him utter that.
Damage control squad.
So, and that's where we're ending tonight's session.
Ah,
So much trauma and drama, and also some wholesome bonding, but mostly trauma and drama.
you're welcome.
It's mostly you this time. It's not
Hey,
usually.
it's gotta
well,
be
actually,
somebody's job once
actually,
a
no.
once a
Season
session.
1, it was never her. In season 1, it was never her. But then season 2, I think she just went. I feel like causing so much trauma today.
Should I cause some drama?
Look,
Is it
haven't
me?
caused
Am
much
I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama.
Meanwhile, Karaku's like, I'm trying to cause more drama than you, and it's not working.
I'm not even trying at this point. I'm just like, I'm just
Vibing.
learning. I'm just learning.
Kara said, "It's my bitch now."
So
Oh,
that's where we end tonight's episode of Chronicles of Ravira for all you folks at home, with 39's true identity mostly revealed to everybody. And through fault of her own, revealing, and 7 of her chains shattered. And apparently, Nyx's brother working for people trying to bring back the Ember Lord.
You know,
It's fine.
it happens.
You do.
as one does.
I'll say, Kirk, one thing you did read in the book before it cut off was that the Ember Lord was sealed in the realm of fire about 100 years ago. But yeah.
Noted.
But yeah, so that is for tonight's episode, folks. We will see you guys for episode 3 of, is it 3? Yeah, 3 of season 2 of Chronicles of Ravira next time. We'll see you guys down by the lakeside.